Hello. What's going on? A little delayed today. Apologize to everybody out there. We're in a new studio. And so we're just trying to figure things out. But we couldn't delay any longer. We need to get on here. And hope everybody's having a good day. Popcorn chicken in the house. What's going on, Chris?
Yeah, nothing. Everything's
The digger
good.
looks a little bland.
Yeah, I'm a little white beside you. A little
Yeah.
too white,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I'll go to the tanning bed next week.
Yeah. We got a bit of an echo.
That's because you have your laptop on.
Yeah,
Oh, that's because I have my laptop on
turn
there.
the
See?
volume down. Yeah, there you go.
What should we talk about today?
Well, Justin's here. There he is.
I want to die.
Justin has been frantically trying to fix the problem, and he did it.
Yeah, he did it.
It's fixed. I don't know who to be pissed at. Hold on. I'm coming in hot.
Yeah.
I don't know who to be pissed at, but somebody needs to get fired.
It's somebody on the camera right now.
Who works
Someone at
for
work.
a company. You know how I fixed it? I did the thing that I did already 10 times, which was, and this is my
Maybe
secret.
because you replaced the chords. That's right.
No, I tried. I'm coining this. This is my term. I
Anyway,
rebiased the power transformers, which means turn it off and on again. All I did was unplug the actual monitor and then plug it back in after
that's
I
how
already
it always
did
is. Anyways, I'm trying to get used to the camera angles here, so I have to look over there, talk to you guys. Yeah, it's our new gig for Popcorn Chicken, and we hope you guys like it. We're going to be decorating the place, setting the place up. Everything will come in stages, and we're going to really trick this place out. We've got the best gears possible here, lighting, audio, computer, and wires
Me.
now. And Justin, who set it all up here.
Yeah,
So we can
Chris
do
built
some
the
cool
chairs.
things.
yeah. I put these chairs
Yes.
together.
I'm going to follow in about 5 minutes
Yeah.
from now.
Yeah,
We're gonna have
No
we're
instructions.
gonna have a TV up here on the wall, so that we can look at some of the trailers and things that we're talking about live with you guys and discuss. To all of you guys that showed up on the chat right now, thank you so much for being patient with us. We appreciate that.
Sorry.
Let's say hi to a couple of them here. Nicholas, Cowabunga Dude. Hey, Young's here. Hello, Young. Hey, and what about me?
Because I just called him to be like, what the fuck? What do I do?
Well, Young, when you get here into the studio, then we can talk about all the things you're going to be hanging up on the wall here in terms of soundproofing and decorating the place. We'll give you credit for that. Don't worry, buddy. Darth, how's it going? I hope the ship is going well. I hope you're monitoring the museum that he's taking care of. He's a museum security guard.
He's our resident,
Knight of the museum.
yeah, what's his name?
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller.
He's way cooler than Ben Stiller.
Fact.
He's Darth. Okay. What are we going to talk about today?
So the Mandalorian.
Wow, I really said that like a 25-year-old blonde beach girl. What are we going to talk
wanna talk
about?
about
Oh,
today?
my God. No offense to anybody that's 25 and blonde at the beach. You do you.
Yeah, you're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. I don't know about that, okay. Let's go with the hot potato stuff here. CinemaCon is going on right now. What is CinemaCon, Chris?
CinemaCon is a place that no one gets to go to, that we all wish we could go to.
We will go to it.
Yes.
We'll crash it one day.
So big studios put on presentations about what they have coming out. And so Sony, Disney, Warner Brothers, Universal.
Small indie companies
Yeah, exactly.
like Sony.
Exactly. Tiny companies people have never heard about. Disney. I don't know. It's pretty new, I think.
Does Nye?
Disney.
Oh, just
always
I
thought
call it
the
D minus.
D minus.
The D that Disney has, I always pronounce that like a G. I always thought it was a G.
What?
The D, it looks like
It
a
does.
G.
You're right with
It
the
looks like a
graphic.
backwards G.
Put no
Put
wait.
it up. It looks like a G. Do I not have
I don't.
A backwards G.
a backwards G?
It's
Okay.
just low in my.
How about now? That's better.
There
Yeah,
you go.
there you go.
You're right though, because of the graphic, it looks like a G.
Yeah, the cursive.
Okay,
They
cool.
got one of those
I'll give you that. I'll give you
animators
that.
from the 50s to make it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a whole weekend in Vegas where they present films that are coming out soon, and I guess what's ever on the slate for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so they've announced they actually let some people sit down and watch the entire Flash movie.
And it's not even finished.
With Ezra Miller.
Times 2.
Wait, what?
He's in it
Double
twice.
double the fun.
It's a multiverse.
I heard there might be a third one.
Really?
No, I'm just joking. I don't know.
He's also in the end
You never
credit
know
scene.
though, right? Never know.
The fact that that guy still has a job.
Are you
astounds me.
surprised? Why are you surprised?
Because
I'm not surprised at all. I'll tell you why.
What's worse, comparing COVID to Auschwitz or beating an entire family up in Cabo?
Well, that's a whole different topic. But what I'm saying, you asked, you asked why.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll dissect that later. But if you're asking why he's still around and relevant and not been fired yet, it's because this movie is supposed to be gangbusters. They're supposed to clean up at the theaters.
Yeah, well, so is Wakanda Forever, and nobody gives a shit about that movie.
But how is that related?
I'm saying that Disney likes to say, "Oh, this is going to be a big one," and then it just flops. And the reason why Ezra Miller's still having a job baffles me is because nobody, like, whenever I hear people talking, the only time I hear people talking about The Flash is either making fun of Ezra Miller for being a psychopath or when somebody goes, "Oh, that guy from The Flash? Oh, yeah." And it's always followed up with, "Oh, I never watched that. Is it good?" Nobody watched it.
I think, like I was saying, was they're keeping him relevant because they don't want him to be removed out of the picture because he is face and center of this movie. And this movie is going to do tons of, it's going to make a ton of money. And they're hoping that his rehabilitation is going to bring him back to being that character again. Oh, we have a panel to follow. Don't worry, this is all going to be set up by Young. He's going to set all this up.
Excuse me.
Every week we're going to see changes on the wall for the better.
Well, I just had a heart attack.
Why did you have a heart attack?
Because it fell right into the really expensive camera that it's sitting in front of.
Yes, the equipment in
cool.
here is very expensive. A lot of money has been put
Not
into
moving.
this.
It's fine. It brings adventure.
Yeah.
Hey, chat. Is there a delay? Tell
Probably
me.
like a 5-second delay. Usually there's a 5-second delay.
There may like a 5 millisecond delay or 25 millisecond delay. That's normal.
Okay.
We were getting a 25-second delay, and I wanted to die because nothing was working and everything was broken.
Okay, enough about the equipment. you got it.
Let's
You
get back
did
to
the
Ezra
job.
Miller.
You did the job.
Yeah, speaking of shit that's broken, Ezra Miller.
Ooh.
Here's a wire that you can unplug.
Well, okay, so the whole thing was shot, though, right? I mean, but still his problems go back before that, so I don't understand why they just...
Like, this is
Why did they even make it anyways?
the assault in Mexico, or was it Mexico or Hawaii? Hawaii. Yeah.
Hawaii.
The assault in Hawaii was like the third or fourth big deal that happened.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because there was a whole thing about an underage girl as well. Anyways.
Kidnapping and under.
oh yeah, yeah.
His girlfriend
Some,
supposedly.
the whole thing.
Yeah. But he was so fast they couldn't see it.
Ooh.
He's the Flash.
No,
Anyways.
he went forward in time until she was of age.
But they're gonna keep him around because he's gonna make a ton of money for them, and they need him to be around.
You think they're going to keep him around? I think.
Oh yeah, they're not getting rid of him.
Or
The-
are
the-
they
oh.
doing like a coming of age story or like an underdog story where it's like, you know what, he was at rock bottom.
Well,
and
they
we
already
helped him.
Yeah,
get
they're
to
already
this.
doing that because their publicist
Instead
from
of just canning
DC
them.
and from his side have already said that he's made great strides. He's going into
Is that strides
get
a
the-
dad joke?
no, not that. But he's making all the necessary changes to his life. He's going to counseling, therapists, all that stuff. They're saying that he's doing all of that good stuff, and then he's going to be rehabilitated. He has what is that? What do you call it? When people have issues with their brains,
Mental illness?
Psychosis?
mental illness.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah. He has a lot of that, and he's working through it. And he's very sorry and apologetic to everybody, including the people that he's hurt. Their PR campaign is doing all that for him.
Is Disney now maybe?
He's not Disney. He's Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Oh,
Disney has nothing to do with him.
Never mind.
Disney's got their own problems right now.
Okay.
Disney's got
I
their own
kept
problems
thinking he
right
was
now.
Disney, and that's why I was
Yeah.
like,
So the other thing is he's also in the other, not the Harry Potter, but the Amazing Beasts franchise. What's that called?
Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic.
Oh,
He's in
yeah,
that
yeah.
That's
franchise as
done
well.
now.
It is?
Yeah, they're done the trilogy.
No. There's like 7 or 8 of those. There's
they're
more,
doing a TV show.
yeah, but there's more Fantastic Beasts movies coming.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's more, but I
Okay.
haven't heard anything of them bringing
Well,
back more.
Right, but that's why I was wondering, like, is he out of those? Right? Is he like-
Probably not, because I think he's the least problematic thing in that show.
Yeah, you're right.
When
You're
the
right.
creator's a bigot, and
Well, they got Johnny Depp out of there.
well, they did, and
Yeah.
then came crawling back after he became everyone's hero, apparently. And then they're like, "Can we give you more money?" And he was like, "Fuck off."
But they did replace him.
I
They
I
did,
give
yeah.
kudos to Johnny. Johnny's like,
Oh, yeah.
no,
yeah,
you kicked me out just because of allegations. I wasn't even found guilty.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
Why
they-
should I come
Pirates
back?
was the same thing too.
Thumbs up to him.
Absolutely.
And Pirates of the Caribbean, they wanted to do like a remake without him. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah,
You've
I'm the
tried that.
pirate.
You've tried that.
yeah."
Right? Good luck. He was the only reason I went and watched Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be in the second one.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, he made that franchise
Yeah.
from a simple ride at Disneyland into a $1 billion machine where
Well,
they
no,
pumped out.
Keith Richards made that franchise.
I don't know about that. Well, Jerry Bruckheimer does well too, right? He put a lot of money into that.
Sure.
And then CinemaCon had other releases. They talked about The Exorcist, which, for the life of me, I told you guys, before we got here, it's a movie that it scared the you-know-what out of me. Like, I cannot watch that movie again. No thanks.
Yeah.
I watched it once in my life and never watch it again.
But there's
Tune
something
in next week to see
No.
Alvin watch The Exorcist.
live.
We are forcing Elvin to watch it.
Live. There's something about those old 70s horror too, like just the way they're shot and
Well, just
everything.
mostly done practical.
Yeah,
and
Everybody in the
Exactly.
chat says looks good to us.
Oh,
So, yeah.
excellent.
So I don't know. Are you guys gonna go watch this Exorcist movie that's gonna come out? What is
Fuck
this
yeah.
supposed to be? A prequel? I mean, I haven't heard too much
I don't
about
know.
it.
I haven't heard either.
I think it's a sequel.
Okay, as long as it's not a prequel, because I'm sick and tired of hearing about prequels, man.
Yeah, I don't
Like, enough with this stuff.
Care
Let's move
about-
forward in life here, people.
hearing about the priest and the jobs that were before the main thing that is terrifying.
The other exorcisms that he did
Yeah.
before that, how he practiced to get to that one.
I watched there was an Exorcist movie recently that came out this year, and it felt like it was trying to make it a superhero movie, and it was like, oh, okay, we're gonna go to the Catholic Church where they're all trained, and they felt like an X-Men thing because it was like
It was a movie?
yeah,
Is it one of those ones where it's the exorcism of
yes,
so and so?
yeah, or the fuck, what was it called? I don't remember. It was fun. It was a very like comic book Marvel-ish style exorcism because it was
Okay.
fun. The fight scenes were cool, and it just gamified everything.
Was there a training montage?
Absolutely, yeah. There was like 5.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool.
That's
What
hilarious.
movie is this?
I was kidding, but
I'm pretty sure there was a training montage.
putting the cross in the
It
belt.
was the first. It was about like the first woman exorcist,
yeah.
and it was like, she's a girl and she's a priest, and then she's like looked down upon, but she's like, actually, I commune with Satan or some shit, and then they fight demons, and there's a girl, and she and it was fun. It's cool, but yeah, it was very much like we want to make this like a exorcism cinematic universe. Where it's like, now we get the ring girl, and then she fights Beelzebub and fucking whatever.
Okay. Well, it takes place. The CinemaCon is still just starting. The 24th. Sorry, it's halfway through. Tomorrow is another day of it. I'm sure some of the big guns will be dropped off tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Do they have a listing of like who's doing the panels, when, and stuff? or-
I'm just looking through their site right now. It's not really. It's just full of ads. That's all it is. Got Dwayne and his Johnsons. No,
I have a dad joke for you.
yeah, I heard this one. Go ahead.
How does The Rock pee?
Yeah. Dwayne's his Johnson.
I don't know.
Yeah, he Dwayne's his Johnson.
I heard of this one.
That's
yeah.
actually good.
Leave the dad jokes to Monday nights, please. Otherwise, Dee's gonna have a problem with you, Justin.
Fine, whatever. I'm a real dad. You don't.
I was
tell me what
thinking
to
that
do.
we should do something for Wednesday nights, but not a dad joke. We should do something.
A bad joke?
No. It
Oh,
should be a
same thing.
joke, but we should do something. Like we should definitely bring up maybe a fact, a movie or TV show fact. You know,
Trivia.
yeah, a trivia question.
Ooh.
We should do that. I think the audience and us would enjoy that. So I think we should take turns.
Okay.
Nathan, our boy Nathan, shout out to Nathan. He's doing his exams right now.
He lives like fucking 5 minutes from here, and he
The
still
street is
can't
not
come.
called fucking 5 minutes. It's,
That's up there.
yeah, that's down the alley. No, he's doing his exam, so I wish him the best. Tomorrow he's at a big test, and after that, our boy Nathan will be with us in studio to hang out. And yeah, so we'll take turns. Maybe we'll do a trivia question related to movies and TV shows.
Sounds good.
And then, yeah, we'll do that once a week. We'll start it off for our show.
If the audio just went up and down a bunch, it's because I figured something out. If it did, tell me.
Listen, this is a work in progress. We're gonna,
And you're part of it.
yeah,
You're helping.
we're gonna
You're
get
all
it
beta testers.
We're gonna get it all dolled up.
Yeah.
We're just getting going. Cinderella is gonna look awesome at the ball. Speaking of balls,
Great segue.
our boy Boba Fett felt like somebody kicked him in the pills because he came out and he came out swinging. He has gone on record, and multiple sources have reported this, including IGN.
Oh.
Yeah, Joe Blow, The Independent.
You mean the people who loved Book of Boba Fett and gave it 11 out of 10?
Yes, Hollywood Deadline reporters as well as said it, that he said he was told that he was going to be in the new Mandalorian in season 3, but nobody called him. He was told. I want to know who he was told by.
Yeah.
Filoni? Favreau, maybe? Is that why Favreau's pissed? Is that why he's leaving? Because that's what he wanted from the beginning?
Here's the thing, though. How did that happen? Did they just take voice lines from him from previous recordings and shows and put that? Because he voiced the clone troopers in the episode that Ahmed Best played,
Yeah.
reprised his role
Yeah. Where,
as the swordsmith or whatever his name is.
where Grogu gets, where he saves Grogu.
Hey, Nathan's here.
Yeah. It could have.
But because, like, would he go to a studio, record things, and then they're like, maybe that's where he got told. He was like, well, we'll call you later where you're going to be in an episode, and then they
See,
never
I can't
called him?
remember exactly what he said in that episode.
Well, he was just the clone troopers, just regular, like, oh, get him, fucking
maybe
shoot
it could have
him.
been taken from something
Yeah.
else.
I'm getting a phone call, and my phone's not on silent.
I don't know why. That's very unprofessional of you.
Yeah, you're right.
We pay you thousands of dollars every day.
True.
So it's funny because you think about it, they brought Mando into his show, and was he happy with that?
I don't know. If I was him, I would be like, I would love to have that crossover because it would give some boost to his show too.
Yeah.
Because Mando's such a hot IP.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have minded that, but I just think that shoving Mando at the very end is problematic.
I think you're right, though, what you said. Like, who told him that he could be in the show?
Somebody
right?
must have had a conversation over Zoom.
Was it
and-
the hairstylist? Said, oh, yeah, you're going to be in
I'm
that."
pretty
Yeah.
sure somebody of significance. I'm saying it's got to be Filoni or Favreau, one of those two.
Kathleen Kennedy showed up
No.
on his doorstep. And then
No, there's
told
no
him
way
you're gonna be
Kathleen
in it.
Kennedy's showing up to his doorstep. But what I'm saying is, one of those two probably had a Zoom call with him.
Yeah.
He was sitting outside having his beer in New Zealand.
Having a Foster's.
Yeah, Foster's, king of beers. And they told him that, hey, listen, we're going to carry over that story that we did with you and Mando in your show, and we're going to bring you in now into Mando's show because we want to boost you up maybe for potential
Second
season 2
Yep.
and make you some more relevant instead of this mess that we kind of had with this show. And so he probably said, yeah, sign me up. I'm all in, mate. And that's why he probably came out and said it. It's funny how he said it after the show ended, right? He didn't. He didn't want to do it in the middle of the show to
No.
piss off a lot more people.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now, he's probably pissed off some people, but had he done it during the show, people would have been more pissed off.
Like executive, like Disney.
Yeah.
people
He
would've
waited
pissed
till the
off?
show ended.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, the dust
like-
is settled. I'm
yeah.
going to say my bit now.
Well, I think it's mainly just like, oh, okay, it's okay to shit on this right now.
Yeah.
And especially now that like Daisy Ridley came out and she's just like, I fucking hated all the movies, and John Boyega is like, I
Yeah.
now am finally at peace with doing that shit.
Yeah.
I still can't believe they brought her back.
Well, apparently she's not the main.
Oh, they always
the
say
lead.
that though. Like, oh, then she's not the main. Why even bring her then? Why?
Because
What is
she's
the
passing the torch to some children or some shit. I don't know.
I don't
The
know.
broom boy.
Yeah, the broom kid. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That would be. I saw that and I was like, oh, cool. They're going to start like the Masashi Temple. And then it was just like, next movie, we're not touching it.
It'd be awesome too if he used the broom like against a lightsaber. No.
Oh,
Okay.
like the sword.
Yeah, that'll
he
last
gets
long.
the wand and he crafts his lightsaber out of the broom.
What are we, Harry Potter now here?
Yeah, it's the same shit. There's this comedian. He had this bit where he's like, Harry Potter is just shitty Star Wars. Oh no, it's Star Wars with shitty lightsabers. There's this orphan kid who goes to live with his aunt and uncle, and this old bearded guy comes to tell him about this like magic shit that his dad used to do, and his
Yeah.
uncle and aunt are super against it. But then
There's a Dark Lord.
there's a Dark Lord who wants to kill him, and there's a drunk. Oh no! There's a little tiny. There's a little. What was it? A little monster that's high all the time that teaches him the ways, and he has an ambiguous on and off relationship with this girl who he loves as a sister, and then he's got the scruffy
What
comedic
in the
sidekick,
world?
and it's just like
Yeah, it's totally.
shot for shot,
Yeah.
like same references.
Totally.
But I don't know. Like, I'm upset that he wasn't in Mandalorian season 3. I was expecting him to be a cameo in that.
I'm upset that the Mandalorian wasn't in Mandalorian season 3.
So we need the
We
drum
need
shot there.
sound effects.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
you gotta
That's
bring
next.
in-
That's next.
Yeah, you got to bring in the
Yeah,
Elgato.
yeah,
Well,
that's
let's just put a
next.
drum set over there and I'll
Yeah,
just
fuck it.
A little monkey on there.
We'll get the
Pop-
chicken.
we pop a quarter in there.
chicken plays the drums.
Yeah, we need a chicken clock too, like that. One of those too as well. We can get all kinds of stuff going.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's upsetting that he's not in there. Do you think he's gonna come back now if he's made that comment?
You mean you think there's a season 2 of Boba?
Well, anything. Do you,
Yeah.
like Kathleen Kennedy
It's
doesn't
gonna
like
come
to be upset. She doesn't like people talking back to her.
He's
Well,
been in every live action
Yeah.
thing since the new trilogy. I can't remember if he was in the last prequel movie. Well, no, his voice was.
there was there was a moment when one of the clones had their helmets off.
Oh, that's
handing Obi-Wan his saber back.
That's
'cause he
right.
lost his saber.
That's
So he
right.
was.
Yeah.
Was he in Andor?
He
No.
wasn't in Andor. That's the only thing.
He's probably pissed about that too.
Actually, no, there was the scene where they ran past a bunch of clones. There was a flashback.
Oh, was there?
So he might have done voices in Andor, actually.
Interesting.
Maybe it's in his contract. I need to be in every single thing.
Yeah,
and
if
now
you
he's
point a
pissed.
camera at somebody and somebody's talking about the Force, I need to be
Yeah.
in the general vicinity.
I think if they offer him something, he's back. Like,
Yeah.
of course, it's his not his bread and butter.
What does
but
he
pretty
do
much. Exactly.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
other than be the clone.
He complains about not being in it.
Do they do a
You should
Django
start a
Fett?
blog.
Are they gonna do a Django
I've
prequel?
been saying that forever. I want a fucking Jango Fett like backstory.
I don't know if you have that many people behind you saying that too.
No, I didn't.
Like, how many people are clamoring for a? Are you clamoring
Didn't-
for a Django?
Didn't you just say you hate prequels?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
But I love
No.
Are
Tamia
they doing-
Morrison as playing a clone.
Do you want one?
I don't know. I don't.
I certainly don't. I don't care.
When Boba Fett was good, when Tamia Morrison was doing cool shit in Book of Boba Fett, it was fucking awesome. Like the bar scene where he just like goes and fucks
I'm
up a bunch
okay.
of bikers.
I'm okay
So
with.
good.
I'm okay with the prequel if it sets up within that season another avenue.
Right.
Like, a character that we thought was no big deal ran away from the Empire, and there's a whole new universe that he's in now.
Yeah.
Like or she's in. I'm okay with that. Like who's the female Jedi with the blue long like. You know what's her name?
Oh.
The figure just came out last year too.
Twi'lek,
Yeah. Did she get killed?
she did.
Oh, she
got
did. Okay.
killed
Yeah, she
on
got-
Fallujah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I
In a
would
deleted scene.
No, it was in
it
it.
was in it.
It was
yeah,
in
yeah.
it.
like
Yeah.
I would like to see a character, something that a Jedi or a character that escaped during that
And she was in
whole-
Clone Wars too.
whole
yeah.
situation in Phantom trilogy, and then they make another. They make a life somewhere else.
Well,
Right.
I think you
Right?
do what like the Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
do
exactly.
a mini series.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Like do like 2-episode backstories on each of the people of the Jedi
Well,
Council.
you have that show coming out next week. That's a mini series. Each show is its own little episode. Is its own.
But they're their own. You're talking about visions. Right?
Visions.
Visions.
But
They
their
should
own-
do something
their own-
similar
their
to
own
that in
little
live
thing.
action. I think.
Yeah, if they did like live
Four
action
part. I
miniseries.
think a 4-part is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An hour each part.
Sure. Yeah.
4-part.
An
That's good.
hour. Woof.
Well, I mean, 30 minutes is too small.
I'm just saying. Like, did they know how to make an hour?
Look, well, we love you, Disney, at
Yes.
times. At times. But yeah, no, I would love to see some mini series here and there, just to give you some more depth in the Star Wars universe.
Well, and also too, what was the guy who did Andor, the director, and did Rogue One?
Garth
Richardson.
something.
Garth Brooks.
Brooks. Damn it.
I said it.
But the guy who did that, he did Rogue One, and that was them like testing the waters, and everyone fucking loved that. Well, okay, nobody liked that, and then 5 years later, everyone was like, actually, he's really good. And then
Garth Edwards.
Garth Edwards. Like get more, like do miniseries, but get like more directors and writers that have a specific style. Like get Wes Anderson to do a fucking like 1 hour Star
Whatever
Wars
direction they
thing.
decide to go with directors or writers stuff, the story needs to go forward though.
But it also needs to be cohesive, right?
Yeah,
You need
yeah,
to
yeah.
put a series together that actually, you can tell it was like put together by the same people.
Yeah.
Not just like
Yeah, get all those people in a room and talk
Yeah,
about what
exactly.
like is A to
I
B.
feel like with the announcement of the trilogy coming up, as much as I don't like who they've decided to hang their hat on, it is still a forward motion, right?
Sure.
It's still going into the future, and I think they should follow suit with the TV shows too.
Yeah.
It's weird to have announcement of a future trilogy of movies, but then you're still stuck in these prequels of shows, right? Where you're still talking about things that happened 1,000 years, 100 years, or 10,000 years with that Jedi temple one they want to do or something like that.
But well, also there's going to be no mention of any Skywalkers.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
As much as like
I would have loved to have the Skywalker reign 100 years after Luke.
yeah.
Like I would have loved to have that Skywalker legacy still live on. It's such a massive name in the whole Star Wars thing, right? Having it disappear. Like is Ren? Sorry, what's her name?
Ray.
Ray. Is she Ray Skywalker?
No,
like actually Ray Skywalker?
She says that
like
she
you
goes,
can't call yourself a Skywalker.
No,
It doesn't work that way.
she's technically Ray Palpatine.
Like I love Michael Jackson, but I can't just call myself Alvin Jackson. I mean, I could, but
There you
it doesn't work. There's nothing behind that. No one's gonna understand why I'm calling
It's
myself.
your
Alvin
stage
Jackson.
name. So
Yeah.
really,
It's my stage.
I mean,
name.
I know you have the
Hey,
same.
okay, now.
I know you have the same moves.
What are we
as him,
planning
but
here? What
still.
kind of video are we planning?
tune into our Patreon.
I decided,
I don't know.
yeah, like having the Skywalker name not anymore in Star Wars, it's kind of sad. Is it not?
Well,
I
they
don't know.
buried it.
Because we started with Phantom Menace, Anakin Skywalker,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then we have Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we continue that? What was wrong with that? Like, why could we not have, what's her name? His sister, Leia,
Yep.
right? Could she not have kids?
No. We watched her float in space and freeze to death, and then magic her way
Absolutely
back. and then-
ridiculous.
How did she die? I don't care. Anyway.
No, care. Don't talk about
No.
how. Don't talk about it. Anyways, yeah, I would love to see some short films or series adding depth to this future of Star Wars. They need to get going forward. Here.
So the big thing is that it's because they haven't had a feature in so long, right?
Mhm.
And that's all we knew of Star Wars before
Mhm.
was feature films.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think is missing, and that's why the fandom. It's all these shows, which they're hit and miss with these shows. Some are good, some aren't good. Some episodes are good, some aren't.
Yeah.
But I think the fandom is really missing those big features.
I feel that if you're gonna go forward, like I said, I'm repeating myself here, but I feel like this trilogy that's gonna come up is gonna be scrutinized a lot. Right.
Everything is.
And in order to give it the best possible chance to succeed, you should surround it with some shows in that era, or at least a couple shows to add depth to that movie, right? Am I on my own here on this?
When is it slated to come out?
2026.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll have like season 2 of The Acolyte or something, and that's kind of in the future, is it not?
I just feel like they're probably like, oh, we don't want to tip our hand on what the trilogy is going to be about and stuff like that. No, you need to tip your hand. You
The
need to-
Mandalorian. The Mandalorian might be running like season 3.
No, this is 100 years after the last movie.
So do you think this might be a problem? What you just
100 years? Why the fuck is Rey in it then?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know either.
it's a
Do they
100
not know how to do math?
Well, she's a Jedi. She can live longer.
She's not a Yoda. She's a regular.
You sure
ass
it's
human.
100 years after?
I thought
didn't
it was.
even
I
hear
thought
that.
I heard somewhere 100 years. Anyways, it is in the future.
Okay.
So let's say maybe it's 15 years. I
Okay.
could have got totally wrong.
put it.
Let's say it's 15 years in the future, right?
Right.
Which is probably realistically what it is. 15 years in the future, they're saying they don't want to tip their hand in telling any information on it. I think that's the wrong way to go about it. You should get a TV show that gives you hints of what's going to happen to get
Yes.
going, that excitement again.
I actually think one of the problems is, and this is just from like someone like my wife saying, like, when is this taking place? Meaning, like, okay, you have like Mandalorian takes place here, Obi-Wan takes place.
It's all
back
over the
there.
place,
It's
yeah.
all over the place.
So
It's
people get
confusing.
confused.
Yeah.
Like average, like Star Wars hardcore fans, of course, they're going to be like, ha, I know where it takes place,
Yes.
you idiots.
Yes.
But you want to attract new audiences. You want to bring in kids, younger generation into the fold, because that's what's going to drive the sales
Yeah.
long after 70-year-olds are gone,
Yeah.
right?
Elvin.
Yes.
Oh fuck.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, it's been, even I'm watching this and going, okay, Mandalorian is how many years after Return of the Jedi, and Obi-Wan is, where does it fall in? Oh, it's just after, you
I mean, you can go online and get the timelines all sorted out. No big deal. But the thing is,
for the average viewer,
the average viewer
peers-
is just, it's all over the
for the
place.
non-Star Wars fans,
It's
that-
not like they're not going in a section by section
Yeah.
kind of thing, right?
yeah.
To simplify things.
So I agree with these new movies. Have a couple, maybe 2 series, 3 series, whatever. Not even lead into it, just in the same.
Yeah,
timeline.
within that time frame, like
Yeah.
a year behind it or something like that, right?
Yeah.
At least have one TV show, at least.
There's people in the chat giving suggestions and saying shit, as in, hey, the audio is quiet. So I'm about to turn it up. So turn it down.
My
Your
chat
bad.
hasn't updated in a while.
Oh, okay. Then it's
Yeah.
not your fault. Okay. Is that better now, the audio, people? Yes.
Why did the
no?
audio go down? Were you messing around with it?
I just turned it up. They were
Okay.
saying, Darth Gutierrez, our buddy, said, hey, the audio is low on my end. It's not
Right.
just you. This is everything's new. So we're fixing
That
it.
was a while ago, though.
Yeah, I know. I would have liked to know that a while ago.
Nicholas says yes. There, I finally got an update.
Okay.
Refreshed.
So I was asking specific questions and people were answering. Now I'm getting, okay, what did I ask an hour ago? Fuck. Does it sound better now? Yes, no? Is it still
He
quiet?
said yes already. Nicholas already said yes to that question.
Yes, it sounds good? Or was quiet? Okay, wait. This is the question. If it sounds good, say good. If it sounds shit, say balls.
Now you know what they're gonna say, right?
He said good balls.
Good balls.
Oh, Cowabunga dude's already ready to go. He's like, yes, this is
What'd
my
they say?
moment. Hardstead says, I like the conspiracy theory at adding Christopher Lloyd to the Mandalorian ties it to Back to the Future universe.
Okay, there's the other conspiracy theory that he looks like Clone 99 and that he is actually Clone 99 in disguise and he never died. But also,
None of that is true, people. You wish it was true, but it's not. Sorry. None of it's true.
no, Disney doesn't like people to make theories about stuff, so they explain the shit out of everything so that nothing can be gray.
And Jack Black is a descendant of Jabba the Hutt.
Oh! I thought it was Lizzo.
Oh, they both are. Lizzo's baby. No. Anyways, so many theories.
Oh, man.
Lizzo and Captain Kale birthed Jabba the Hutt.
That's true.
And if you think I'm mean, you haven't seen nothing yet. No, you're not too skinny yourself. I've heard all these before, so don't worry about it. I don't care. On funnier news, Oompa Loompa.
Oompa Loompa.
Hugh Grant is our new Oompa Loompa.
And Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, is Wonka.
Wow.
Okay,
I've got a picture of him, and he looks really good.
sure.
This is a prequel. Again, we don't know how to go forward these days in Hollywood anymore. Do I need to know how Wonka and Factories all came together?
Yeah, sure. Because if it
Could that
wasn't,
just
if
be a
it was
TV
a
show?
sequel, it wouldn't be Wonka. It'd be Charlie fucking it up because he's a child and doesn't know how to run a business, and then all his grandparents die because they've got scurvy.
Scurvy.
I want to see that movie.
Disney, give me $1 million.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Scurvy. I don't know. This is coming out. I was actually contemplating whether to use this one as our charity event because it comes around that same time.
Yeah.
It comes actually on the 20, I think the 20, right in that week, I think. So I decided not to because it's going to hit right during that peak holiday time. But yeah, unless it's a November release. Do you know? Can you find out?
I am looking.
Okay. Wonka release date. Because I was debating whether to use this one as our charity thing.
December
pull
December
it up.
15.
Yeah, December 15th. So
That's the same time as Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters 2 comes out on the 19th. Or 20th officially, but 19th because we watch it on Thursdays.
Special.
I think more kids would like the Ghostbusters 2 anyways.
Compared
They
to
won't even
Willy
know,
Wonka?
They won't even know Wonka is.
Well, they know who Timothy Chalamet is.
No, not kids. How many kids watch Dune? My
Nobody-
kids
no,
my
no,
kids
no.
sure as heck didn't want to watch Dune.
Yeah, but that's the only reason why people wanted to go see Dune who weren't 40 and be like, oh, do you remember this movie that I fell asleep
I
to?
think Ghostbusters 2 would be it's a better choice.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally would like to watch Wonka over Ghostbusters 2. Why not? I do like Timothy and I do like Hugh Grant. I'm not a huge prequel fan, but
Who's okay? What's the studio? Who's directing it? Who wrote it?
for Wonka,
Yeah,
you put me on the spot there. Thank
Hang
you.
on, I'll look it up.
Warner Brothers obviously is running it.
yeah.
I don't know who the director is here.
What's the name?
As you can tell, we do always our homework before we start a show.
We did homework. We ate wings. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, we were busy trying to set this place up. Well, you were busy trying to set this
Yeah,
place
you were
up.
sitting there counting the fucking clock.
Well, I had to. Somebody had to do it.
Directed by Paul King.
That doesn't sound familiar.
No.
It doesn't matter. I think
Oh, he did Paddington.
I think he'll be
Paddington 2?
fine. I think this
Just
movie
says
will be
Paddington.
fine. It's
Paddington
it's
2
gonna get a
was
decent
a
release
cultural phenomenon.
for all UK people.
No, for the world. Paddington
People
2.
love that.
Yeah,
Totally love that.
yeah. You don't love anything.
I'm not even gonna
anything.
answer that.
No denying.
Mute.
Yes, he did Paddington 2 as well.
Okay.
Mute.
All right.
He
So-
recently did the TV series Space Force.
With like the Donald Trump new army that goes to space.
No, it's
No,
with,
that's the
Steve
military.
Carell. I don't know what it's on. Apple? I don't know that one.
Oh,
okay.
yes. Okay, that wasn't that good. It was all right.
What was it about? Oh, who cares? Anyway.
Yeah.
Tell me about the thing you said of shit.
What? Me?
No. I was about to ask what is the show that you just said is garbage or not great about, but then realized I don't care.
Don't you love it when you ask a question and you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, my brain's just like, no, shut up. We
By
don't
the way,
need
do
to
you
retain.
forget it? I don't care.
Apple Plus has got a new show called Silo. We just talked about it. It is going to debut on May 5th. So we might actually do a popcorn chicken on it. May 5th is a Friday, correct?
Are
Yes,
you using an
next Friday.
Apple mouse on a
No,
computer?
this is a Microsoft mouse.
What?
Yeah,
Give me
it's-
that.
It's a Microsoft mouse. It's right. The logo's on the bottom there. Microsoft there.
Why doesn't it have a left and right click?
It does.
Oh, it's touch? Those things suck.
Well, it's fine for me.
Maybe
So-
they're good now.
Anyways, April 5th, Silo. What's it about? Well, it's a futuristic type of post-apocalyptic type of show that everyone is making nowadays. But this was supposed to be really good.
Men and women live in a great silo underground with several regulations which they believe are in place to protect them from the toxic and ruined world on the surface.
For Far Cry. I mean, not Far Cry. What's that one from?
Stalker.
Bethesda games. Bethesda.
Fallout.
Fallout. That's what it was,
Um,
basically.
What was the other one with the gas mask mechanics that just got re-released? There's a million games like that.
But it's like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this looks promising, right?
Yeah.
I think we can all watch this and talk about this. Silo.
Yeah, they've done. I don't.
Or we could at least watch the first episode and then be like, okay, on to the next thing.
Yeah. You know what? Let's not fully commit to something that might be shit.
Like, starts with a W, ends with an Illo.
We don't say that word here. We don't say that word here.
We're going to put a big Willow poster right here.
If you have Willow if you worked on that show and you stole shit off the set, because I know you did, because they didn't pay you enough, because there's no money in the world that would be enough to work on that, send it to us. Okay.
I know Cowabunga's got a giant post in his room,
Yeah, it's above his bed.
and he's waiting for the tape to just fall.
Oh no, I'm being suffocated.
And Cowabunga's left us now.
You did this to yourself.
I think Shrek needs a dark and gritty prequel as well. Well, good news. They're not going to give you a prequel. They're going to give you another one because they've announced Shrek. What is it, 4? Shrek 4, I believe,
Yep.
or Shrek 5.
Might even be
They announced that, and they're going to do a donkey spin-off.
The donkey spinoff, I'm all for.
I don't care for this
Eddie
IP
Murphy?
anymore. It's
Is
so
a
old
donkey
now.
who fucks a dragon.
I don't want to watch that. I don't. Who wants to watch that?
The internet.
You. Anybody in the chat wants to watch it? Why do we even ask?
And
It's
for
gonna be
some reason, the
yeah.
most commented on live stream is this one.
I don't want to watch that. I could care less about that. The movie should just be put to bed. Puss in Boots was a fantastic movie. I gave it 10 out of 10.
Really?
It's one of the best movies I've seen in the last couple of years.
Wow.
It's really good.
Well, it's the same people.
It
who
hit on
make it, is it
everything.
not?
Selma Hayek and Antonio Banderas were fantastic.
Well, yeah, you put those two in anything, and it's just like,
They've been magic for 30 years.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
And they killed it. The story was so good. I didn't even know. Like, I am focusing on Puss in Boots because he's the main character, but
sure.
the other characters that were in this movie made it even better, like miles ahead better. All the secondary characters, their stories, their own triumph. It was really good. It's a must-see movie with family or loved ones or enemies. I don't know.
Family and loved ones separate.
Family or people you like. I don't know. Whichever.
Come on, Chris. Let's not
Go with
lie.
all your
Let's
loved
not-
ones or your family.
Chris, let's not lie here. You know.
Oh, your loved ones or extended family.
That's
Yeah.
why we're here at nighttime away from you.
My wife thinks I'm in bed now.
You're at work.
Yes. I just go to the bathroom, honey. I'll be back.
Gonna get cigarettes.
I was also going to mention, if you are new here, welcome. Our walls and everything else around here is going to get better. It's our first time in our office here.
Here you go.
No, put the shield away. We don't need to go right now into war.
Put the shield away.
I'm there. It's decorated now.
It's going to fall.
No, it's fine.
You just proved that you're actually in the same room with us, Justin.
Oh,
Shit, I broke the illusion.
Yeah, I broke the illusion. But yeah, thank you for joining us, and also make sure to go and subscribe if you haven't, because we need more people. That's it. And if you're joining us live and you're a regular, thank you. Justin has stepped out into the invisible washroom. I do want to ask you, are you interested in seeing this Flash movie?
Okay, I am because of the trailers and because Michael Keaton's back.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, I think that's that's a lot of the reason that everybody's
huge
going.
reason.
I mean, if he wasn't in it, it wouldn't even be a movie,
No.
right? So because of that, I remember going to the theater I'm trying to guess the year to see the first Batman, 80. I could look it up, but I remember seeing
89?
Yeah, probably. I remember seeing that
Because
movie.
the second one came out in 92.
Right. Which were both great. I loved both.
Oh,
those.
I love the first
The
and second,
originals.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm definitely going to go see it. And I think that's why most people are going to see it because he's in it. So I'm interested to see what the story is, how they bring him in, and also there's got to be with the trailer they're giving away a lot. I mean, you're seeing him, you're seeing Ben Affleck, you're seeing Supergirl.
Yeah, so they couldn't obviously get Henry Cavill in there, or the studio I didn't think wanted him in there.
Okay.
So there is a storyline of Superman crash landing sort of in not Kansas, but in a Russian institution.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically kidnapped him. Sorry, not Russian. He landed somewhere else. I can't believe I'm getting this wrong here. And they basically captured him and kept him underground.
Okay.
And they weakened him. They found out the red sun weakens him, and they kept him underground to keep him his powers, weak. And he was just a bony, shriveled version of himself.
Right.
So what they did was they basically flipped the script. Instead of having him doing all that, it's going to be her going through that whole process. And I don't mind it because it's a different universe. So
Yeah,
you can
right.
do anything you want,
Sure.
right?
I do like it. Like I know in this one, again I can't remember the villain's name, but he was the villain in
Zod?
Yes, Zod.
Yes.
There's-
You know,
again-
he had to. He actually went and asked Zack Snyder for his blessing to do it.
really
He said if he said no, I would not come back.
the actor.
That's loyalty right there. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
actor. Yeah.
yeah.
He went to Zack Snyder and said, hey, listen, they've approached me to do this reenactment on another universe, same way
Yeah.
you did it.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I go and do it? And Zack Snyder's like, yeah, of course. Why not? Make money. Go
Right.
do it, right?
Yeah.
Why would Zack say no anyways?
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
That's
I mean,
true.
he would just look like a big douche if he did that.
Yeah, I'm interested in that whole. I kind of like it when movies go into other movies
Mhm.
at times. I like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go see
I
it.
feel that this is going to be a more violent ending to him.
We're talking about Flash.
Yeah, we're just talking about the awesome movie that
What
you
about
love.
Flash and violent endings?
Well, there's a scene where he Zod comes back from the original Superman when Henry Cavill's first movie.
Are they getting the same guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he actually asked Zack Snyder for his permission. It's like, hey, is it okay if I go do this? And Zack's like, of course, why not? Go make that money, right? And so he went and did the filming for it. But I seen the trailer, and it looks like a very violent ending for him. Much worse than how Henry snapped his neck. So, yeah, and Supergirl looks unhinged.
Yeah.
Like, she looks angry. Like, no control whatsoever, like, really aggressive in here. Which is because she never was trained, right? She didn't have a father figure like Clark did. So he doesn't have that human in her. She doesn't have that human in her.
So it's
She
just
was kept
Supergirl
under
with-
captivity, under, cement and lead. And she was just basically forced to be weakened. And so when she got out of there, which is, I think that's what they're doing. They went to find her. That's what I think the storyline is. He's coming to a universe where there's no Superman and he needs Superman Flash. So Batman's like, hey, I know there was an alien from Krypton. I think that's what the storyline is. And Batman's helping Flash get her out of that prison. Because there's a trailer scene where she is in prison outfit and these two are at the top of a prison and the guards are all there. And then Batman presses a button and she shows up and just punches shit out of everybody.
So it's Batman, who is renowned for having daddy issues, training Supergirl, bring her
With daddy issues.
No. Use her daddy issues. Use your anger.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just saying that I'm gonna go see it because they're bringing back Keaton.
Oh, they're bringing back Michael Keaton
Yes.
as Batman.
Yeah.
Oh
Sorry, did I just ruin it for you?
no, that makes it even better.
Yeah, because it's some sort of multiverse which every movie has to go into now, right? So yeah, if you watch he's in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away. People know that.
I thought he was just like a quick cameo or something.
No,
I
no.
didn't know he was like an integral part to the movie.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know exactly what the story is, but again, I don't know if he wasn't in it. Would a lot of people go see it? Because I remember I've seen Elvin. I remember going to see that first Batman in the theater in whatever 89 or something. Like that. And even those first two Batmans, the Tim Burtons, I like those.
They're great.
Yeah.
The like rave hockey players.
Oh yeah.
Like that was the best.
Yeah.
And that was also like Penguin.
Yep.
Danny DeVito as Penguin.
Catwoman was Michelle Pfeiffer.
Was
Christopher Walken was in that.
Christopher Walken was in that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, those ones were really good, and arguably the best Batmobile.
Yes.
Where it was just like, all right, we commissioned BC Rich guitars to make the Batmobile. We had you have to have at least 37 spikes per square inch,
Right.
and they were like, hold my beer.
I bet you that Batmobile's back in it as well. In this one, I bet you they're gonna bring it.
They're
They
gonna
can't have
more
him and not
spikes.
without it.
More spikes.
Yeah.
And I'm back.
Can confirm you cannot hear the bathroom in this room.
It's perfect.
That's great.
Yep.
It's perfect.
Did Cowbugger Dude respond to me at all?
I don't know. You got the chat.
Nah, I didn't respond.
He left. He went to bed.
Yes, Nathan's,
Michael Shannon is the actor who plays Zod. Sorry.
Michael Shannon.
I'm just going
Good
back.
actor. Did a good job with Zod. I like that character.
So it's a prequel, I guess. Oh no, alternate universe.
Alternate
Alternate
universe,
universe, yeah.
Which is why I have no issues with them flipping the script and having her on there, and obviously to budget reasons as well too.
Yeah.
Right? And then obviously the other reason is Warner Brothers, the executives at Warner Brothers at the time hated Henry Cavill, didn't want him back at all.
Why?
I don't know. The Japanese guy, what's his name? He was the head of Warner Brothers for whatever reason, just did not like Henry Cavill, and just kept pushing him away.
Does he not like money?
Because there was The Rock and him attempted to do the Black Adam movie 10 years ago. That's when the rumbling started, because two of them sat down at Rock's house, Henry and him.
Yeah.
They had a glass of whiskey and they took a picture and said, "We're gonna usher in
They
Black
played
Adam."
some Warhammer
Okay.
40K.
Yeah, there were talks that time to get that going, and they kept pushing it away, saying, "Nope, we're not bringing Henry Cavill back. We were going a different direction." I don't know who had what over his head.
Yeah.
And he just refused to do it. Somebody had something on this guy for sure.
Because all I've heard, like, from peers and, like, I guess civilians and people who've met him and worked with him and, like, crew and stuff is that he's, like, fucking saint.
Oh,
Like,
Henry
just the
Cavill is
nicest-
not the problem. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
He is not the problem. He's been on many studios and shoots, and nobody's ever said anything negative about that guy, including The Witcher.
so
right.
does
But he's off that too now, right? He's not
Yeah,
he's not returning
I was
as
just
The
gonna.
Witcher.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get into that because they
Okay.
just released a trailer for it. They just released a trailer today.
and it's not Henry Cavill.
No, it's Henry Cavill. He's
okay.
finishing this season.
Oh, okay.
It's a 2-part. It starts in June.
Well,
The first part and the second part is in July.
he's British. So I think he just has the mindset of British TV, which is normally just like, we have a story, we have a script, it's going to be 2 seasons, and then we're going to fucking go do something else.
No. That's not why he left.
No, I'm saying that maybe he's just like that. He's like, I already told the story, we did it, now I'm going to go do something else.
No, he was forced to leave.
Oh.
He left because he was.
You're talking about The Witcher? Or are you talking about
Well,
Superman? Or was
I'm
it
talking about the whole
both?
thing of Henry Cavill's situation.
Okay.
So I kind of jumped forward a little bit here. Let me go back to the when The Rock and him first got together. They wanted to do the movie Black Adam with Superman involved in some ways, right? The Rock and him were getting stopped at all times. They weren't letting it go. The Rock actually had to go behind his back and go to Garcia, I believe her name is, who was also one of the big honchos at Warner Brothers, and got her approval to do the Black Adam movie because Top Guy kept saying no.
Right.
Top Guy said, no, both you and Henry Cavill, we don't want you anymore. Go away. We're doing Batgirl and we're doing other stuff. Batgirl was filmed and then shelved because it was so bad.
Yeah.
It was horrible. The screenings were horrible. So, and then he also greenlit Wonder Woman, Shazam, Flash, and Aquaman, but didn't want to do a Superman. So
Right.
I don't know what the problem was.
What does Henry Cavill have over that guy's head?
Like
what pictures?
I don't know.
Has he seen?
I don't-
Screenshots does he have on him?
whatever the case was, The Rock went around and behind his back and got it done where he got his movies approved.
Right.
So Rock's like, okay, I got my stuff done, and then eventually I'm going to get Henry to come on because I have the ability to do this.
Mhm.
So that was the game plan. And then all of a sudden, Warner Brothers got bought out by Discovery.
Right.
So the executive of Discovery, Zach, I think his name is, Zakoff. Anyways, he came in the fold and said, oh, hold on, pump the brakes on everything here. I'm going to reevaluate everything in DC. I want DC and everything else overhauled because it's running into the ground. You guys are making shitty movies after shitty movies. We're going to figure this out. And we're going to bring somebody at the helm to run it like, what's his name from Marvel is running. Kevin Feige is how he's running it, right? One guy at the top makes the decisions for everything going forward. And that guy I always wanted to be was James Gunn. I said it years ago.
Yeah.
I've gone on A&R and I said it way before it was announced that I would love. Dee even asked me, he's like, who do you want? And I said, I want James Gunn. And thank God, because that's who they picked. They picked James Gunn. I'm a little worried right now because what happened was everyone's like, oh, right, James Gunn. Good, Henry Cavill's back. Henry Cavill's a guest. It's good to be come back. Because that minute where James Gunn, prior to coming on and signing officially, there was an interim people in charge, which was Zakoff, I believe. There's a small group of people in charge, and they told him, hey, come back from The Witcher. We're going to get you back in the Superman suit.
And that's when he went online and was like, I'm going to be Superman.
Yeah,
again.
he goes, I've been waiting for this moment. Like, he was very emotional.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to be Superman for the longest time.
Sure.
Right? And you only have a certain amount of years before you're done as Superman as well.
And I would argue
David Zaslav.
David Zaslav. There you go.
I would argue that he's essentially like not to maybe the same caliber, but as far as recognizability or like when you think of Superman, you think of
Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
Richard Donner
And well, I don't know who Richard Donner is.
is before Christopher Reeves.
Right. But like there's Christopher Reeves and then the other Batman or Superman is now Henry Cavill. Like he is Superman.
In the hierarchy of Superman, from who I think is known as the best Superman, it's Christopher Reeves for me first. And then it's a tie now with Henry and Richard Donner for me.
Yeah.
And that's tells you how effective Henry Cavill was in short span as Superman. Richard Donner had 10 years.
Yeah.
This guy had
Three.
2 movies,
Two
maybe
and a half?
three and a half movies.
But only one real movie about him.
one real movie solely about him.
Yeah.
The rest were a mishmash of other characters, right?
Yeah.
And I was super excited. I was like, I can't wait, to see this guy back. Finally, I was doing high fives with my, friends and other nerds that were into comic books. And then all of a sudden, James Gunn comes in the fold. I'm like, okay, this is getting even better. This is getting awesome. I cannot believe what I wanted is coming in front of me alive. Like, this is what I wanted, right? And all of a sudden, James Gunn drops a massive bomb and says, we're letting Henry Cavill go as Superman because we're going a different direction. And I'm like, what direction is that? Against the wall? Like, what are we doing here? You got this guy for another 10, 15 years. Why would you want to get rid of him? And he's like, unfortunately. And then he goes and says, we're going to keep certain characters like Flash, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. I'm like, what? You're going to keep those guys over this guy?
Amber Heard.
Yeah, well, Amber Heard is just coming on this movie, but then she's gone. But I just couldn't believe. And then even Shazam, they want to keep him on as that Shazam as well.
Yeah.
And I got no problem with Zachary Levi. He's fine. But you're going to tell me those guys are more important than picking the right
Arguably
Superman?
the
Because if you
flagship.
get that Superman wrong, it's going to go wrong real fast for you.
Yeah.
That's one of your more key characters aside from Batman.
Well, even like the perfect casting of what's his name? Aquaman.
Jason Momoa.
Jason
Jason
Momoa.
Momoa,
Like
yeah.
that's arguably like perfect casting, but like
Not in my eyes.
what? But it's.
I
just
mean, I don't mind that alternative version of Aquaman, but Aquaman envisioned blue eyes, blonde hair. Because he's
Sure.
been that blue eyes, blonde hair and there's been jokes about him and everything
Sure.
of who he is and how he acts. Jason Momoa oozes Lobo. Lobo is a biker dude.
Yeah. No, that's
Jason
a good shout,
Momoa is
actually.
Lobo to me.
Yeah.
You put Jason Momoa in that spot, no problem. I'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they might do. They might have him play both characters, from what I hear. They're going to put him in the makeup and costume. You're not going to recognize him as Momoa, but you'll recognize him as Lobo, right? And I think they might double down on that because they're keeping Aquaman the way it is, and they want to bring Lobo in as well. So I'm thinking he might do double down on that, which is fine because you're going to save some money here probably, right? You sign him up for a long-term contract.
Yeah.
You know, and James Gunn will do his magic to make sure you believe it's Lobo, right?
But
But
now they're doing the alternate universe thing, so they
Well-
can just be like, he went to a portal.
Well,
now he's Lobo.
and then the Matt Reeves Batman, that's a separate story altogether now, right? So they don't want to put Matt Reeves Batman into this universe, so they're going to call it Elseworld. So you're going to
So-
have two divisions within DC.
But are they actually bringing? I'm confused. Are they bringing that Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix?
No.
So
So,
even he's not going to be mixed up with
no.
the.
So they've made it to two divisions now. Everything James Gunn's going to be creating is going to go into DC universe. Everything Matt Reeves and the Joker, stuff that don't really work well with this storyline,
yeah.
is going to go into its own category called Elseworld. So the Joker film, the Matt Reeves, the Harley Quinn, all that stuff is going to be in its own separate movie by movie. It's not be connected in any way.
Right.
So they're doing that to appease Matt Reeves because he's already signed a 3-year deal.
So the main stuff that James Gunn is going to do is going to be all the Suicide Squad stuff, and that's like the main canon?
No. He is adding characters. He's adding another Batman in there.
Right.
We're going to have Robin in there. You're going to have there's a whole bunch of slew of characters coming.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a little concerned because they're announcing a lot of random characters too.
Yeah.
If you don't have the foundation sorted out first, how can you introduce random characters?
Yeah, but it's James Gunn, and he made people give a shit about a talking
Yeah.
raccoon.
So if anyone could do
True.
it, it's probably him. I'll have to give him the benefit, but I am concerned though
Yeah.
because DC is very fragile right
Well, and
now.
this is like the third time they've restarted it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they
And,
can't seem to get it
in the
right.
last
They
decade, yeah.
cannot seem to get it right. So that's why I'm a little concerned about adding tons of new characters without really getting the base sorted out.
Well, and at
first.
this point too, like they've announced restarts of DC and been like, "All right, this time we're getting it right." So many times that nobody fucking cares about DC stuff.
the one
Until
thing
you do something crazy, like the Joker movie.
the one thing I'm very optimistic about is how he wants Superman to be in the universe. Zack Snyder has Superman a little dark at times,
sure.
and it works for some people. But Superman cannot be dark at all. He has to be Boy Scout
He's
all
a
the
beacon
way.
of hope. And,
He has
yeah.
to be bright, full of color, love, and everything. All of that, the American way they used to call it before.
Mm.
He has to be that. He has to be the beacon of hope. He cannot be Batman. He can't be anybody else. You cannot do that to him. And James Gunn said he's already written the script. He's finalized the script already. He's written it himself. And he said this Superman will be that beacon of hope. He is going to make sure that Superman is the one thing in the middle of this whole universe that he's creating that is going to shine light on all the negativity that's going to happen in this universe.
And is that maybe why they recast him so that there isn't like a huge character change?
I think it's just James Gunn saying, "No, I'm going to do it my way." It's
Yeah.
all it is. It could be a bit of ego too, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, I want to do it my way. I want to prove everybody. You like Henry Cavill? Okay, well, I got something better
Yeah.
under my belt. So I don't know who they're going to cast because I feel bad
Daniel
for
Craig.
Maybe.
whoever they cast is going to be under a lot of pressure to perform well
Sure.
because everyone's going to say, "Oh, you should have kept Henry.
Yeah.
You should have kept Henry because this guy's not cutting it." And they're saying that he's going to be young. He's going to be in his 20s.
They're gonna get the guy from Smallville.
Who? Tom Welling?
Smallville guy, Superman.
Tom Welling.
Yeah.
No, he's like in his 40s.
I know. I'm just kidding.
He's older than Henry.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it's funny to think how great Marvel has done, but how they've screwed it up for so many other people. Meaning, like so many DC tried to catch up
yeah.
to what Marvel was doing,
And they should never done that.
No, they should have just done what they were going to
Just
do
be-
and just
yeah.
be patient. Because there was that whole other movie franchise you were talking before about, like the monsters, right? Tom Cruise did The Mummy.
Yeah.
They were going to do Dracula. They were going to do Frankenstein.
The Dooku, the Dark Universe,
Yeah.
cinematic universe.
The Universal Monsters, yeah.
Yeah, and it was Dracula, Mummy.
and it got
and they had
bombed.
like Russell
Frankenstein.
Crowe. They had all these people
Constantine.
lined up.
There
Constantine's back, by the way, in DC. They're doing
Keanu
a
Reeves
dark.
coming back.
Yeah, they're doing a dark a group of Justice League Dark. They're gonna call it
Yeah, the Dooku.
the Dooku.
The Dooku.
But yeah, he's gonna be back.
Well, Keanu Reeves went on. I think it was Conan or something, or no, it was
Hartstead says Brendan Fraser said Batgirl. Brendan Fraser? I didn't know he was tied to that, but he said Batgirl was pretty much finished, and then he thought it was really good.
Or maybe he just saw it because everyone.
I don't
loves
know.
Brendan Fraser.
I don't know Brendan Fraser. I didn't hear anything about how he thought of it, but from other people in the studio, there was leaks saying that it was really bad.
It was mostly shot in Vancouver, wasn't it?
It was all shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it was not good.
Yeah.
And the girl who played Batgirl, she didn't even have any physical qualities.
Right.
She was very skinny and lean.
What was her name? Ruby Rose? Or was she the one who died?
The line that really caught my attention was some people said it looked like a CW production.
Yes.
That's bad.
It essentially
I
was.
watch CW stuff and I laugh.
Yeah.
Maybe they were going for that. Maybe they wanted to attract that kind of audience.
But can you do that?
None?
Yeah,
The non-audience you're talking about?
No, I don't know. The younger, I don't know.
The younger audience don't even watch that anymore. It's
No, I
really
guess not.
campy. Like they've canceled every show on that except for Flash and
Yep.
Green Arrow. Everything that
No,
they tried
Green
to
Arrow's canceled.
Green Arrow got finished.
Right, right, right.
It
Yeah,
went through its process though.
Yeah.
It wasn't abruptly canceled any time.
Right, right, right.
Flash is into the last season right now.
Yeah, and then we
And
got
it's about
Iron
time.
Fist.
No, Iron Fist is Marvel.
Oh, right.
We had Bolt, like so I don't know, Blue Bolt or whatever his name was. That was canceled. Then we had Supergirl that got canceled after 3 seasons or something like that.
Yeah.
That ran well in the beginning,
Supergirl,
but then it was doing well in the beginning. I watched it. I used to watch it every week, and it was good in the first couple of years, and then it just dropped off.
The budget just
Like I don't know what it
went off.
was. It just completely dropped off.
People moved off to another.
Yeah, it just got really weird. And then they had some other ones. They tried to do spin-offs. That's the problem. Like they had Batwoman,
Mm-hmm.
but it was so badly done. It was really cheap, and you could tell.
Yeah.
The costumes were horrible. And then the main lead left after the first season. She's like, "See you later. I'm out."
It's a good
It's not
shot.
I was like, "What?" She left, and then they recasted somebody, and everyone hated that person for the obviously.
the 15 people that were still watching.
Yeah. Which I thought it was unfair because she just applied for a job and got it, right?
Yeah.
So it's not her fault that the first person left.
Yeah.
But it was just terrible written, and they got canceled too. Like, and CW is bought out now. CW is not even owned by DC anymore.
So okay, Discovery bought Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And HBO.
yeah, it's now no longer called HBO Max. It's going to be called Max.
Just Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Discovery's a big company.
Discovery's making some moves.
Well, they didn't buy out Warner Brothers. I think they bought out Warner Brothers movie division.
Right.
Not the entire company, right? So they bought out. They didn't buy Warner Brothers Studio. They bought their movie
Production.
studio house,
Yeah.
HBO, right? So they bought all that out. They merged them, not bought out. Sorry, they merged. So
Right.
they put their money in, said let's merge together, and they said okay, let's do it.
So are those two separate acquisitions?
They were two separate companies that just come together now.
Yeah. But was HBO already owned by Warner Brothers?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Disney Discovery sort of just went in with them.
Okay.
Let's just put our monies together and go and tackle the big boy Disney,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
That's because Disney's a massive IP, right?
Yeah.
So, and they have a fighting chance now because there's a lot of content that they own now, right? It's
Yeah,
not just
and,
about people always think it's all about superheroes and fantasy and stuff. There's a whole lot of reality shows that make a ton of money, and
Well, that makes
Discovery's at the
most of the
forefront
money.
of a lot of it.
It arguably makes most of the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Trash TV makes
yeah.
money, man.
Because
Absolutely.
it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
yeah. You
Next
don't have
to
actors.
you're right,
on it
next
It
to
that-
doesn't
nothing.
cost anything.
This is a reality as it gets. We're gonna argue in 2 minutes
Yeah.
for no apparent reason.
line.
Let's see. Brendan Fraser was the villain. He talked about it at Howard Stern
He was the villain in what?
in
Yeah.
Batwoman or Batgirl?
Batgirl.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why the movie's shit. You made people try and hate Brendan Fraser.
You can't hate Brendan.
That's
Fraser.
not gonna work.
Even the movie Whale. You don't even hate him. You love him even more now,
Mm-hmm.
right? But yeah, I mean that's what's going on in DC. DC's just a hot mess, and I'm hoping James Gunn fixes it. But I don't think it's just like a magic wand, right? You can't just fix it over. It's gonna take time.
Well, that's what they should do.
Yeah.
to take their time.
Or
But the
Now-
way they're announcing these things is just like bang, 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 bang.
Wow.
I'm like, what are you guys doing here?
Again, it comes back to like the people on top of them saying,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
want to
we
make money
need-
because they lost a lot of money, and they want to recuperate some of that.
or are we seeing the beginning of the
And
rebirth of indie studios, small studios that are doing art pieces? Because now we're seeing Marvel, everything they put out is shit. Nobody likes
Well, Marvel's
it.
got their own problem now with this whole allegation and of what's his name, Jonathan
Javon.
Majors.
Mhm.
They're gonna drop him.
Who's that?
Kang.
Oh, Kane. Yeah.
Kang.
Yeah.
So he had this allegation that was dropped now because the woman that filed the allegations has just taken everything off social media. She's blacked out everything.
Yeah.
And
So they
To
paid
me,
her a
it
lot of money.
To me, it reeks of a duffel bag by her door.
Totally. Yeah.
That's what it reeks like, right?
Yeah.
And then the icing on the cake is the one thing that tells you that this is a duffel bag money at the door is his PR and his management walked out on him last week.
Yeah.
They just walked out and said, "Nope, we're done."
Yeah.
You don't walk out on someone who's innocent.
Yeah.
So they knew what the truth was, and they probably were signed by their lawyers to not leak anything out.
Yeah.
And this is their way of telling everybody
Signed a
that he is
multi-million
guilty.
dollar NDA.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is their way of telling that he is guilty, and
Yeah.
now Disney's got to figure out what to do because you got rid of what's her name from Star Wars,
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano, for a sentence. She said, "I'm not saying that she's right or wrong.
No,
That's
she's
not-
wrong.
I'm not here to argue that. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Not
is-
an argument.
what I'm saying is you got rid of her for a sentence
Yes.
or a
For
paragraph,
an opinion.
Opinion.
A
Yeah.
dumb one, but
Yeah.
still.
but
an
you have
opinion.
this guy who allegedly abused or physically assaulted a woman,
Yeah.
and he still debated to whether he's going to stay on or not.
What
Why is he not
should
already kicked
do-
out? Why is there not a
What
statement?
he should have done is beat her entire family in Hawaii, and then he'd still have a job.
I mean, I to me it's disgusting, and to me it's just like this is what Hollywood is all about. Is what's making you money. You're going to find ways to skirt the issue,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's absolutely disgusting, and Hollywood's always trying to be like, oh, we're doing the right thing. You know, we're a beacon of hope here in
It's
life.
not just Hollywood; it's all movie, TV
Well,
production in general. It's
It is.
all
That's Hollywood.
arts.
That's Hollywood, isn't it? All TV movie productions.
No, I'm saying like we also are like one of the bigger areas here too, and it's
Isn't this part of Hollywood?
sure, I guess, yeah.
They own all the studios, don't they? Here,
No,
do they not?
not all. of them.
MGM, all those studios are not. Owned?
Lionsgate,
Isn't that part of Hollywood?
that's Vancouver.
Is Lionsgate not owned by Hollywood? Somebody?
Maybe I don't know.
Okay. What?
Anyway,
the
what?
point I'm trying to say is, I can't believe they're still deciding right now on him.
yeah.
Like James Gunn, of all people, got kicked out for a tweet he made a decade before.
Yeah.
For a tweet.
Mhm.
He was kicked out. And then he went over and made a bajillion dollars for suicide. And then Disney's like, you know what? Yeah, can you please come back again? We just need you to finish that Guardians Galaxy because we can't find anybody incompetent enough to do that.
Yeah.
Right? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is like, so Disney is putting out crap, and then DC has been rebooting after rebooting after rebooting and failing. And occasionally they come out with some bangers. They like accidentally, they throw a million darts at the board, and then one of them makes some money. But then we're seeing like HBO and like smaller. Most of the things that Netflix is putting out is subpar. So like, I think that a lot of people are gonna stop trusting in like, oh, it's a Marvel movie, it's gonna be good, and it's just gonna be like, okay, well, here's this. I mean, The Last of Us is not a small production by any means.
No, it's
And
done by
it's-
Warner Brothers and HBO. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
small at all.
But I mean, like, instead of having these huge, encompassing universes of stories, the MCU, the DCU, the Dooku, obviously one of the
Star
big
Wars.
ones, Star Wars,
Yeah.
totally. But instead of now having these like smaller, just like here's 2 seasons of this, here's 1 season, here's this story, and doing with like smaller piecework instead of just having like this overarching, long-winded universe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think that you see it every once in a while, a movie come out of nowhere and just knock everybody else on its feet, and the
Mhm.
budget is like conservative.
Yeah.
You know, Top Gun, right? It wasn't a massive budgeted movie. It was a decent amount,
Yeah.
but it just came and blew the doors off everything. You know, it destroyed anything Marvel put out,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was just well written.
Mm-hmm.
There's no nonsense about it. It was just a good movie. There was no agendas or political views or anything like that. It was just good movie. Here it is.
I would argue the entire movie is propaganda for the U.S. Army, but
It's still fiction, right?
yeah, I know.
Right?
But when it comes down to any movie or any story or anything, it's always the writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The writing's got to be there.
And I've noticed a lot of shows and movies, the writings are just horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's watered down. Maybe there's so much work out there and there's not enough talent
Yeah.
to go and fill all these places, right?
well, you know, in less than 5 movies, it's going to be all AI anyway. So
Hurry up, robots! Write
Yes.
some bangers.
exactly, I'm sick of human beings.
Yeah.
God damn it, we're the problem.
Oh, man. Is AI going to get rid of podcasting?
No, but it's also going to.
Take off my mask.
Because I was actually, it's off topic here, but somebody actually did a Joe Rogan deep fake.
Oh, they deepfaked Joe Rogan.
But the audio sounds exactly like Joe Rogan.
People
Yeah.
are doing
Even his accent.
yeah.
Everyone's
His
got a
ma-
little bit of an accent.
his
or something.
mannerisms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything. Exactly the same. That's scary, man. That's crazy. Like you can go and Joe Rogan can voice enable something. You know, everyone has passwords, voice enable sometimes some places. Or, you know, like I will phone my bank and I don't have to give them my ID because then my voice is automatically unlocks
Yeah.
my ID there.
Yeah.
So now someone could get Joe Rogan's information and go to his bank with that voice.
Well,
Right?
yeah. I think with all the AI, the next thing is AI detection.
Yeah.
When they detect what is AI.
The
Yeah,
software.
but they are already hiring humans to do captchas. The AI. Did you hear
What
about
if the
that?
AI
No?
can overhaul the AI? Now you're
well, when the AI starts to fight with each other. then
yeah,
they're in
yeah, yeah.
trouble.
There you go.
Well, then it's just battle bots.
Yeah.
Harsha says, I thought the Last Ghostbusters was really good. I some people hated it. I watched it with my kids, and my
It was
kids were
fun.
glowing. And
I had fun.
They
It
had
was
a
fun.
blast. My youngest one had a blast. I thought it was all right. It wasn't horrible, but I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
There are some things I thought kind of was weird, and how a little young kid can control a massive, you know, proton bag weapon when, you know, Dan Aykroyd was flying backwards when he turned
Yes.
it on, right?
Yes.
So some of that stuff was a little weird, but I think what it did was it allowed a younger generation to love a new thing. You know what I mean? Like Ghostbusters, like it just allowed a younger generation to experience this.
Well,
'Cause
that's
it's old as fuck. Like
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
look at it, I mean, it's the same thing with Star Wars. Like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the
it's
the main,
dated.
the biggest reason, like kids now, like when we're like, why would kids love this? And it's like, well, they're now allowed to like this thing that's from the 70s, and the barrier for entry for a kid is just like, oh, this is old people stuff. I
Yeah,
don't like this.
exactly.
But now, if they get into the universe, then they start like, then they can look past the lens of it shot
Yeah.
on film
Yeah.
and being like practical effects and looking fucking old.
I think anything that allows young kids to want more of it,
Yeah.
we're heading the right way then.
Right. So all these franchises are trying to do that, right? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's introduce a new younger cast, but we'll still have the old school people come in
Yeah.
for, you know, for the old school fans.
And that's where when I go watch a movie now, I'm trying to keep that in mind because, you know, for the longest time, I get really upset when they change the core fundamental stuff. And I still do. I don't think you need to change the core of a show or a movie to just bring on new audiences in. I think you can keep that and respect that, but still have some youth injected in there.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Super Mario.
Yeah.
I'm a Super Mario kid, right? I grew up playing it. It was evolved. It started in my youth.
Mm-hmm.
My son didn't grow up with Mario. I mean, he played Mario, but it wasn't his center like mine. It was
Yeah.
for me, right? He had other things like Roblox, Minecraft, all that stuff. Digimon was before him.
It's called Roblox.
I don't know. Do I look like I play that? but it's his generation of things. But when he watched Mario with me, like he's played the game and likes Mario and
Mhm.
stuff and knows what the characters are. It was their movie. It was their movie to go and want more of it, because what did he do when he got home? Dad, where's the Nintendo Switch?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, there, where it's collecting dust that I bought for you, right? All of a sudden, you want to play? I'm like, yeah, of course he wants to play it because he's excited now.
Well, and also too, the Mario games that are coming out now have no story whatsoever because they started at such a time where it was 8 bits, 2D, and there's like, you're a guy, he's got a hat, and there's a princess, and you're like, good enough for me.
Yeah.
There's a dragon. Okay, cool.
What? I hit this brick and a mushroom comes out?
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
Jump on other mushrooms and kill them, and you're like,
Shoot,
okay.
flower gives me flames?
Sure, and like that was the extent of story we needed. So now they've still run with that because they're like, it's fucking Mario, you're gonna keep playing it, but they don't. They just go, now there's moons, now there's stars, go get them. There's still the princess and the dragon guy, and you're like, all right, cool, I know this. Okay, jump, whatever. So now when kids go start it and play it, they're just like, who the fuck's the dragon? Why is the dragon there? Why is the princess? Why am I a plumber? Who's this guy? Why is he? And so now I guess the movie is just like, hey, here's a story to actually make you give a shit about this thing that makes absolutely no sense, and Jack Black's in it.
This is another good question here. Didn't the same thing happen to Rick and Morty guy? Okay,
Justin Roiland, no,
yeah,
he was convicted and
he was found guilty.
he was, yeah.
Yes.
And now he's no longer involved.
So
in
the
show.
difference between Jonathan Majors and him is this guy was actually found guilty and will be awaiting sentence, or has he already got his sentence? I don't know what it is, but he's found guilty.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors wasn't found guilty in the eye of the court.
The charges were dropped.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he wasn't found guilty because they hashed it out, obviously. Like, we kind of...
Or there was an out-of-court settlement.
Yeah, so there's two different things there, right? One is got a criminal charge, the other one doesn't. And regardless, the actions by his PR team tells you that he was, or should have been.
I'd be interested in who that PR team has represented before, because maybe they're just experienced enough to know, like, okay, with all this bullshit, he's not going to get work for a while, so we're just going to duck out regardless.
No, I thought of that too, but this guy is one of the biggest up and coming movie stars.
Right.
Everything he touches was going to gold.
Yeah.
That Creed movie that I watched, if it wasn't for this guy, it would be hot garbage.
Yeah.
He actually held it to a passable, watchable type of movie.
Right.
Because Michael B. Jordan was not doing it.
Right.
He was horrible in this movie. And I like Michael B. Jordan, but I just thought he didn't bring his A game at all in this movie. Jonathan Majors kept that movie going for me. But he's the hottest thing. That's why Disney signed him to a long-year contract.
Sure.
I mean, long-term contract. Because they know this guy's got talent. And Ant-Man was a subpar movie at best. CGI was horrible. CGI was worse than some Bollywood movies I've seen. It was not good.
Have you seen RRR?
Yeah, that's a fantastic
So
movie.
good. Speaking of amazing CG and fight scenes,
Yeah.
you know what? No, fuck the MCU. I want an RRR CU.
So yeah, I mean, that's they knew he was going to be a hot thing, and they signed him. Now they're got their hands full. Would you get rid of him if you're a Disney executive?
Yeah.
You?
I would wait till sentencing or
No. What sentencing? Jonathan Majors off it now.
yeah. I don't know.
Yes or no?
I
You're the Disney executive. There,
if I'm the Disney executive, no.
you're gonna say no.
I have plausible deniability.
Okay. I would get rid of him.
Me as a person, no. I would fucking.
Well, I don't know
he's
what
dead to me.
I'm asking you as an
As a
executive.
Disney executive,
Yeah, you're sitting at
no.
the-
You're
I
the
have-
Disney executive?
Yeah. Fuck. No, I have plausible deniability. So like it makes sense as to why he still has a job. Again, this is the same fucking guy who's giving Ezra Miller work, which so
It's
like
not the same guy.
it is. It's one guy.
Disney doesn't
he has
own
a big
Fla-
mustache.
Disney's not part of Flash.
It's the same guy with the same mustache. Every company's owned by the same two old white dudes.
But here's the other thing. When is he scheduled to be in another MCU movie? It's not for a while.
Well, the Loki TV show, he has him in there already. They already filmed it.
okay.
Season
So
2
he's
Loki's
gonna be
going to be in
this
there.
summer.
yeah.
But then after that, it's like, I know he was slated for like the next Avengers movies, but those are still years away, right?
Well, all the Marvel movies that are coming out before his big movies are supposed to have him somewhat
Right.
connected to it.
Kind of like the whole Thanos.
Yeah.
Kinda
Oh
like
yeah,
supposed
because
to-
there's all the different versions of him. So there's one
Yeah,
where he isn't
yeah,
an abusive.
exactly.
So they
piece
just
of
make a
shit.
different version where he looks different.
Yeah, exactly. We just use the version where he's not abusive.
But here's
piece
the
of
crazy
shit, and
part.
he's from that universe.
So me and
Yeah.
D were talking about this. We're like, they could have just made different versions of him, and they would have been fine. But at the spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched Ant-Man, at the very end, the end credit scenes,
Oh,
they show 50, 50 of them,
but
or
it's all
not,
his face.
there's hundreds of them, and they're all the same.
Yeah.
The three main guys, and then there's a whole stadium of them.
Mm-hmm.
The stadium people, they all look like him, but
Mhm.
the three main guys, they are him, but vastly different with the technology
There's like
and
the
makeup.
pharaoh.
Yeah,
and
there's a
then
Pharaoh
yeah.
Tut-looking one who's got a chin here with the hat. Then there's like a computer android type of a version of him. So they look different, but it is still him, right?
Mhm.
But the ones in the audience in the stadium, where they're all cheering because these three are the centerpiece, they all look exactly the same,
Yeah.
right? They screwed up there. They could have had three different canes.
Well, I don't think they knew at the time.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Just in case.
What do you
Let's,
mean? Disney has a crystal ball.
but I mean, it would have been. I guess I know why they did, obviously, to save money from hiring multiple actors, obviously.
Well, just CG it all. Just make like a crocodile guy, make like a three-headed one, and make one a dog.
Yeah, well,
It's all just CG.
it is what it is now. It's I don't know. What are they going to do? They're screwed. I mean, your main guy. Can you imagine if was it Brolin that played Thanos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he did something like that in the middle of the whole Thanos saga? I mean, that is insane.
But it's a little bit different there because he was all CGI, right? Like, I mean, this is actually
That's
Jonathan's
true, yeah.
face, right? Like, he's recognizable.
But then he was in Deadpool.
Yeah.
But I mean, the voice, you would have to change that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it would just
Where are they gonna find another gruff old white dude to voice some bad guy?
I actually loved the way they did Thanos because he spoke in Old English.
Yeah.
That was so cool,
Yeah.
right? Like Shakespearean almost.
You know who reminded me of Thanos? Zeb in
Mm.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, you're right.
When they showed Zeb in the cantina,
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
Which
got
I still find that weird to see that scene.
it was so cool.
Like you could have saved that for a show. They just rolled it out,
well, okay, here's
and then
how-
just forgot about it. You know what I mean?
Well,
that was the
that's-
weirdest thing in
but that's
Mandalorian.
because they crammed it in there because they took all of the Rangers of the
Yeah,
Republic
and try to
shit
shoehorn it
and
in here,
threw it into
Yeah,
that,
which is
show,
so stupid.
Right.
which
That's another story for another day.
no, we've already talked about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it again.
What do you? Sorry, you think Zeb's coming into something else?
Ahsoka.
Oh
Yeah?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, the whole Rebels crew.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
So, I think they introduced Zeb in there to give some of us a reason to give a shit about the show,
Yeah.
and then yeah,
That's
they've
what
already
I was.
shown everyone else
I
in
know
there.
we're not getting into it, but I was definitely surprised that they didn't show more to build up Ahsoka.
Yeah, they didn't show anything. They didn't even have an end credit scene.
Yeah.
I was listening to not listening. I was reading the Twitter feeds. Even a few days after the show ended, there were people going, "Wait, that was it?" They're like, "Where did we miss?" People are asking online, "Did anybody see an end credit scene?"
Yeah.
And people are like, "There is no end credits." And people are like, "No, there had to be an end credit scene
Yeah, that's what they've
because
always done it.
we're so accustomed to it."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's marketing for
Yeah.
the next show.
Yeah.
You dropped a massive ball here on the ground. You
Yeah.
didn't know that people would be interested in seeing that little tidbit.
Yeah.
A door opening,
Again, just
blue neck hairline.
that's it. Just show 5 inches of blue skin, and I would have been like, "Heh,"
Which
and that
is-
would have been fine.
And it was even worse because they actually mentioned his name in the episode before,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then they don't even show.
Yep.
Well, they showed the Ahsoka trailer in Disney, the Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
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 They show him coming walking out of the corridor
Yeah.
into the main area of the ship, and you couldn't take that and put it in there.
Well, that
with
was-
another couple of seconds.
That
of
was
it?
that was perfect timing too, because they'd alluded that they had hired someone else. They'd shrouded everything in secrecy that Lars Mikkelsen
yeah.
is not reprising his role. And then Star Wars Celebration, they bring him on stage. Everyone loses their shit. 3 days later, the last episode comes out, and you see him, and I've been like, "Bah, cool. I don't care that the show wasn't that bad, that good. I'm so excited for Ahsoka."
To me, this is what Kathleen Kennedy's saga is all about.
Yeah.
Chaos. That's all it is. If we 40 years from now, Hollywood looks or Star Wars fans look at this era where Kathleen Kennedy was in charge instead of George Lucas, they're gonna just call it chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Of 20 years of chaos, or however long she decides to stay on her little throne. It's just chaos. There's no coordination. There's no storytelling. There's no flow, nothing. It's just throw this and see if it sticks.
How do you think? What do you think about Andor now?
I still don't like Andor.
Really?
I don't hate it, though.
Okay.
The
That's
spaz
moving the needle.
that I had, which is world renowned, right? You could write stories on that, but Justin actually left and came back after to wait till I cooled down.
Yeah, I went
I
to get a
appreciated
drink.
that. Thank you. Very mature of you. I was not mature that day. And the next week, I doubled down and said, I'd like to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
Conor-
your conviction.
my
was-
inner Conor
was
McGregor.
there? Yeah.
No, but I don't like that stuff. I told you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm not into that underground.
Yeah,
you know,
it wasn't for you, but I'm saying, can you appreciate what they set out to do?
After seeing Obi-Wan, I will definitely appreciate Andor more than Obi-Wan.
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
And then whatever's coming next,
Ahsoka.
like Mandalore, I appreciate Andor for at least having a game plan and executing it.
Sure.
Whether I like the story or not, I that's irrelevant. What I'm saying is that Mandalorian, I don't know what they were executing there.
Yeah.
It's just a hodgepodge of nonsense.
So you're saying, like, first 2 seasons of Mandalorian were good because you liked it.
Yeah.
And they
Because there was
had
a beginning, middle, and an end.
Yeah. They had a concise story.
Yeah.
Andor, you respect what they did because it had a beginning, middle, and end.
Exactly,
And what they
yeah.
did, they went to execute a certain thing and they did it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
It wasn't
The
my cup
story
of
for
tea.
you,
It wasn't my
yeah.
cup of tea. That's all it
Mhm.
is.
But
But the execution of how they went about putting it together, a lot better than what Mandalorian season 3 gave
oh
us.
god, yeah.
I don't even know what happened. Like right now, I still like. What did I just watch?
Yeah.
This whole season, right? I don't even know what was the purpose of this. How is it going to go into season 4? Are they going to even have a season 4? Like, what are we doing with season 4 here? Right?
think
I don't
Pedro
know.
Pascal is like on the.
Well,
on the fence. of
They'll
coming
pay him whatever
back.
he wants.
Yeah.
They'll pay him, right? But
If he gets to show his face.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, are we going to get a Bo-Katan story now? Like, I mean, what was the purpose of her being in 4 of the episodes and pushing him to the back?
Yeah.
If
They
you're going to
haven't
do that, then you better give me a story about this. What's going on here then?
Yeah, if they had here's Mandalorian season 3, this entire thing is setting
We
up
just said that we don't want to talk about this. Now we're back in.
a 2-season arc of just Bo-Katan. Like, here's the Bo-Katan show.
Yeah, her and her crew going off doing
totally.
their own
if
thing.
that if and
Captain Kale comes back or Captain Kale's cousin come back, they will fight it, right?
yeah, Captain Arugula.
Iceberg lettuce, right? Comes back. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
So the thing that I liked about Andor was, in my mind, I said, you know what? I just want to see a show in Star Wars that doesn't have this, and this, like lightsabers, Jedis,
Mm-hmm.
Sith.
and I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to it.
Yeah.
All I want to see is cool Sith and Jedi stories.
Sure.
But I want to see it from a Sith perspective, right? I want to
Well,
see
we're
a
getting
Sith.
that with Acolyte.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But I would like to see some of the older Sith. I know I don't like prequels, but I'd rather take those stories than what they're hashed with, Bo-Katan and all this stuff. I don't know what's going on here with this stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to see that stuff because I know the Sith will sell. People love these kind of stories.
Mhm.
Right now it's anti-heroes and things like that. They love.
Well,
And
the
I
thing
think-
with Andor is that it had so many different overarching stories, but they all related to each other, and that was, I think, one of the strongest things about Andor was the editing, was the fact that like we would go from Andor's perspective, and then you'd go to Cyril Khan's like the Dwight Schrute of the Empire, but it was all related, and it was still
Yeah.
within the same line of story, and you're like, oh, okay, he's doing that because this happened, and then you go to another scene of some other people, and you're like, who's this guy? And then you'd be like, oh, well, he's talking about this, which is talking about that, which is talking about that, and you're like, I know what's happening. You know how you write a fucking story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no part in that show where you were like, "What's happening? Who's this?"
Right. Whereas
Um,
season 3 of Mandalorian, I was
I
like, I
feel
can't
like
even really remember what the hell happened.
Harsteed says, I feel like it would be insanely hard to replace some actors. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Chadwick Boseman. Well, get ready because they will replace Hugh Jackman, so get ready for
Well,
that.
they've been saying that for 10 years.
Chadwick
And then he
Boseman as
comes
Black
back
Panther,
and
Henry Cavill
does the
Superman,
most
Ryan Reynolds
heartbreaking story
Deadpool.
ever.
You have to, for me, I used to think this way as well, where these guys cannot be replaced. But how else are you going to continue the story? Hugh Jackman already said, you know how hard it is for me to be in shape to be Wolverine? I'm 50 years old. It's incredibly hard on my body to get into that shape. That's why he walked away from it. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
I need to not drink
they
water for
drop-
3 weeks.
Yeah.
You don't think Kevin Feige's giving him boatloads of money to come back and
Oh,
do
yeah.
cameos? Right? I don't know how Ryan Reynolds pulled it because maybe they're friends.
Oh, that's why.
Right?
Yeah.
That's totally why.
But even then, you're not going to see him probably shirtless. Maybe you'll see it, but it'll probably be CGI
Yeah.
because CGI's caught up now so much, right?
Yep.
But this guy can't do it anymore. He just doesn't have it in him right now at 50 plus years old. And plus, he's already done it for so long.
Yeah.
He's done his job. Right?
Well, that had a beginning, middle, and end.
And he doesn't
too.
owe anybody anything anymore.
No.
He's done his job. He's like, I'm done.
Well, I
But
think.
sorry, to answer that question, you don't see it until you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
someone who's new comes in and you're like,
Uh-huh.
okay, you know what? That worked.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Well, Christian Bale was Batman, but now you have Matt Reeves as Batman. The gentleman's name,
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Which
I think he's great.
Yeah.
fucking
When I first heard
phenomenal.
of him, I'm like, because I met this dude in Twilight hype. I was actually working at the airport, and
Yeah.
they had to usher him out of a secret area to get into a limited. Sorry, he was coming from filming, and there was like a million young girls waiting for him,
Yeah.
and they don't want him to get mobbed by them because they were very angry and aggressive, with a lot of signs and glitter, and so. So they needed to find a way to get him into the terminal without all of them crushing his car.
Mm-hmm.
So there is an area on the. I shouldn't even mention this because people might know, but there is a place where they could bring in the car right up to an elevator shaft and shoot him right up to the counters.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there on that time, and you could see this. I'm like, this guy really is a Dracula because he's all shriveled and skinny, very pale too, right? I
Yeah.
was waiting for the fangs to come out. But anyways, he did his thing. He's long, lanky, whatever. And that's how I perceived as Patterson, right?
Mhm.
Obviously. And when they announced him as Batman, I'm like, that guy? That guy's Batman? But I saw him in a movie before
Yeah.
this, the one where the time traveling
Yeah.
one with the Denzel's son,
Tenant.
Tenet.
Tenet, yeah.
And he was phenomenal in there.
Yeah.
And he looked like he beefed up a little bit too, right?
Right.
And then obviously for Batman, he did actually do more training to get a little bit bulkier.
Yeah.
But I thought he was great.
Well, Christian Bale, when he was announced as Batman, everyone kind of said the same thing. Because
Yeah.
what was there was the Mechanist?
Machinist.
Machinist, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
he was-
And then, like, he'd done some action movies. He did Equilibrium and a couple others. But, like, he was like, Psycho, obviously, too.
Yeah.
Or American Psycho or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, he wasn't fucking Batman at that point. And
Yeah.
a lot of people were saying the same thing. But, like, with Robert Pattinson, it was like, yeah, he did Twilight. But after he did that, he never had to buy anything ever in his entire life. So now
Yeah.
he was only doing passion projects
Yeah.
and was doing cool shit. And then, I saw him in. There's a couple like small indie movies that he did, and I was just like, "Oh, this motherfucker can act. Oh, okay, cool. All right."
Yeah.
And then it was like, "He's gonna be Batman." I was like, "You
Can
know what?
you-
He's gonna be amazing." I
Can you
believe in
put
it.
up Heath Ledger's movies? There's a movie that he did was a Night.
Knight's Tale.
Knight's
Okay,
Tale.
thank you.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
don't have to pull that. Anyways, to answer this question here, you're right. Now that I think of it, everyone laughed about Heath Ledger being
Yeah.
Joker.
Yeah.
When I heard
Joaquin
that too, I
Phoenix,
laughed
too.
too. I laughed too. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what? Him?
Joaquin
Yeah.
Phoenix when they
This
said
guy does a
he was
movie
gonna be
called
Joker.
Night. I'm like, who
There was
is
a
he?
story the other day how Al Pacino turned down Han Solo.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that.
He was originally supposed to be Han
Should
Solo,
have kept that for their fact.
but he didn't understand the script,
Yeah.
and so he turned it down.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did.
So it's just the point that and Tom Selleck was supposed to be Indiana Jones,
He was. Yeah.
Actually, Tom Selleck would have been not bad.
but again,
Yeah.
it's like
He would have
It's
been a little bit old. Like he could have been Sean Connery. Like Tom Selleck and Sean Connery could have switched roles. I wouldn't mind.
Oh, in that one, yeah,
Yeah,
in
right?
the third one,
In
yeah.
The Rock?
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
By the way, I love Sean Connery. One of my favorites.
yeah.
I love him.
But yeah, I just think
Never
it's
with an
until you
open
see
hand.
someone in a role that you can't. It's hard to picture someone until you
Yeah.
actually see it. But yeah, no. What I loved the most about the new Batman was Robert Pattinson, but also just I was going into that going, okay, here's another Batman film. Here's a new guy playing Batman. What are we gonna get from this? But it was just such a. It was like watching David Fincher's Seven.
Yeah.
You know, it reminded me of that,
Mm-hmm.
and I just love that dark. You know, it's like you can smell the film.
Yeah.
You know.
But wasn't dark because it wasn't like a teenager who learned the word fuck for the first time dark. Like,
Yeah.
wasn't cringy and just like, oh, here's a guy's head being cut off because it's dark. It was
Yeah.
like an actual like noir.
That's the word everyone uses, noir.
Yeah, it was
right?
like a noir detective.
I'm not a huge
film.
noir fan, but somehow they convinced me to like it.
Sure.
And I should say somehow they convinced me to like it because the one thing that I've always wanted with Batman was the detective aspect of things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I never got that with Christian Bale.
No.
I got a little bit of it, but I got tech more than
Yeah,
detective.
you got
Yes.
I
got the text out of it, yeah.
You got essentially Iron
Yeah.
Man but with bat wings.
Well,
Yeah.
they had to. The stories got so fast that they just figured out things like, oh, this is this. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
It was very like CSI Miami.
because
just like,
the
enhance!
Arkham games that played,
Yes. Yeah.
they were detective work had to be put in.
Yeah.
You needed to figure out how to execute everything to get through it all. There was a lot of problem solving, and this was really good to see that. The one negative that I had with this movie was it was too long. When I was sitting there, I was just getting fatigued over it.
Yeah.
I thought it was ending, and then we're not ending. We still got another half an hour to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about. There was a scene.
There was
there's a moment where I thought
motorcycle
that-
scene at the end.
at the moment you think it's ending, it's not. There's still another half an hour to go, and I was like, this needs to end.
Yeah.
This needs to be wrapped up. But it's overall, it was still a very good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for the Penguin series. Did you guys see the trailer of that?
No.
So they released this trilogy, the trailer of it, and man, Colin Farrell
Colin
Yeah, it
Farrell
was
was
great.
the
knocking
fact,
out of the park, man.
the fact that he said he like went down to the
He does a
horror
little bit of,
store in costume later, and he was like, "It's great. I could fucking walk
Yeah.
around and nobody could recognize me or whatever."
when they announced that he's Penguin and they showed the Penguin,
yeah.
I'm like, where is Colin Farrell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why
They're like, no, that's Colin
that
Farrell.
guy
to
ate him.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what? Is that his double in
Yeah.
the shoots? And then he does the penguin laugh in this one at the end. Yeah, it does
nice.
a really wicked penguin laugh.
Nice.
But this is gonna be good. I like him. I think he's a phenomenal choice for Penguin, and I'm happy that they kept him on, not killed him off.
Mm.
That he's just still gonna be that annoying, villain that's just gonna poke his head around here and there.
Yep.
He's never gonna be the best and most important villain to Batman.
No, it's always Joker.
It's always going to be Joker, and then you have Riddler right there, right behind him.
Yeah.
Which is why they went with Riddler in the first place
Yeah.
here.
Which I thought was a really cool update on Riddler.
Yeah,
Like having it
Psychotic.
much more psychotic serial
Yeah.
killer.
And I just love that actor, Paul Dano.
yeah.
He's
He,
so
he
good.
exudes
Everything he
that
does.
psychoticness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who doesn't like a crazy person in a trench coat?
Well, I don't like them in dark alleys when I'm walking. But
No, I meant in the movies, man, not in real
okay.
life.
Well, the way you said it.
No, I meant who doesn't like a trench coat villain? Like everybody loves that stuff. And then you add the glasses, the weird awkwardness of him.
Yeah.
That's Riddler, right?
The costuming was really good.
Yeah.
For that, yeah.
It wasn't Jim Carrey-ish.
No, not at all.
Woo!
A stark
And
transition.
twiddling around a
from-
golden staff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of that. Who do you want as the next villain besides Penguin? Obviously, they hinted at Joker, which I don't know if I'm digging that Joker look. It's the same gentleman that played in the Eternals movie. He was the last
okay.
Eternal.
I thought it was going to be.
He looked
Joaquin
like Ezra
Phoenix.
Miller almost.
I thought it was going to be Joaquin Phoenix, and
No, that's a different universe.
fuck off.
Elseworld. I told you
Yeah,
this. I
see, I
explained this
just-
to you.
I thought the
No, Joaquin Phoenix has nothing to do. That
Okay,
Joker movie has
so-
nothing to do with it.
so the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
is-
they're in the same.
That's the main universe.
No. Let me explain this to you again. You've got two universes.
We need a board here.
I
to,
need
like,
a
write it.
fucking flow chart. Christ.
You have James Gunn DC universe,
So-
right? Okay.
So that's Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's James Gunn.
That's Jared Leto, Joker.
Yes.
He's gone. That's Zack Snyder.
Thank Christ.
Anyways, listen. So you have James Gunn. Joker has not been announced in here yet.
No.
Okay. You have Elsewhere, which is all these independent trilogies and stuff that people are making.
It's the fact that they're series that pisses me off. The fact
Yeah.
that they have, if they had like, here's the main storyline, and here's this, and all these intertwining bullshit things or whatever, and it's like, okay. And then
That's
it's
the
like,
mess
we're
that
gonna
Warner Brothers
do
created.
One movie's like, we're going to do Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. Then we're going to do this Batman with Robert Pattinson. And then like just have these one-offs here and there. That'd be fine. But the fact that they're doing like, here's this trilogy that has nothing to do with this trilogy. And then this trilogy, which does have something to do with this trilogy, but...
The reason why they did all this is because I told you the leaders at the top, all they wanted to do was make money. They didn't even care if none of this is going to lead to more success down the road. It was instant money is what they wanted. They caught lightning in a bottle with Joker. Nobody
did.
thought that movie was going to be good.
Right.
Right?
But, so they're making a sequel with Lady Gaga as
Yeah.
Harley
Because
Quinn.
it made money.
Yeah.
Right. But how can they, in that world, how can they not bring Batman into that world?
Well, that's what people are saying. Like, why are you going? Everyone thought this was going to be a one-off. Even
Totally.
Joaquin Phoenix said it himself.
Yeah.
I just wanted it just one time. I thought it was fun to do it.
Yep.
You know, I actually, sacrificed my health.
Yep.
Because he had to get really skinny. That there are some scenes where he had to be bony, right?
Yep.
And so he's like, I did it. I had a good time. I'm done with it, right?
Yeah.
And then it made $1 billion.
Yep.
And well, Warner Brothers was like, well, we need more money, right? This is awesome.
You know what my
Let's go
favorite
exploit it.
on-screen Batman Joker relationship is?
What?
The Batman Lego movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Where he doesn't care about Joker anymore, and Joker's like, "What do you mean?"
yeah. I'm important to you.
Yeah.
I
We're
love
like
that.
yin and yang.
I love that.
But yeah, so that's Elsewhere. So Joker's movies, the next one supposedly will be the last one.
And Will Arnett's going to be in the new Joker movie.
Let's hope not.
He was Batman. in
I love
Lego
the guy. I
Batman.
love
that's
the
right.
guy.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love the guy, but
I
he's
forgot he's the voice.
He's
Yeah.
the voice
And
of
Zach
Batman.
Galifianakis.
Zach
was,
Galifianakis.
was
Yeah.
the Joker.
Wait,
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis. No, never mind. I'm thinking. Never mind.
And
You're
I
thinking
just
of
I
Zac-
also
you're
love.
thinking about Zac Efron.
No, I was thinking of the different comedian. Anyway.
Anyways, I just actually love that Batman from the Lego movie. Like he's
Yeah.
all alone, and
By the way, I
super
appreciate.
angsty.
Is it Hartsteed? Yeah, Hartsteed, right?
Hartstead.
Stead?
Hartstead.
Okay.
Stead.
I appreciate the
Steed.
questions. Thank you.
yeah,
Who would you cast to play Mr. Freeze in the next Batman movie?
Schwarzenegger's son.
Just
Kidding.
You know who I would cast? Clint Eastwood's son.
Mm.
Because he was in Suicide and he got killed. Clint Eastwood's son. That's who I'd cast as Mr. Freeze.
Warner Herzog. I
That's
would
not-
like you to freeze.
Was the baby.
Like to see the baby.
But I would like to have him be Mr. Freeze. Because he's tall, he's got good looks, and then you take it all the way with the paint.
Well, I think you can do really anything with Mr. Freeze because it was such a meme that it's not like obviously people love that Mr. Freeze, but it's not like iconic and wow.
No,
it was
but you
so
got to have a
amazing.
good
So you
looking
can-
person because he had a good looking wife that
Yeah, yeah.
died.
Yeah.
So you need to have this guy go, I'm going to go dark now, and just all that goes away.
Yeah.
You know, the hair gets shaved off. The coldness takes away his eyes and
Have
everything.
him like. I mean, okay. If you know,
There's
what?
a lot of people
Hold
you
on,
could pick
hold
from.
on.
I don't know why he came in my mind, but I just thought of that immediately.
Okay,
Yeah, they asked me a question. I just thought of that right away.
Mr. Freeze, obsessed with ice. If you put Mr. Freeze in
Vanilla
the Joaquin,
Ice.
you put Mr. Freeze in the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, where it's like very set in the real world with mental health crises and all that shit. You have Mr. Ice, Mr. Freeze, Mr. Iceman be a meth addict, and then after his wife dies,
Ice takes on a whole new meaning, huh?
Ah,
Nice.
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. It's crystal, not ice
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah, so I would like to see him play Mr. Freeze. I don't know.
You have Jesse Pinkman. You have to come back and play Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, Jesse Pinkman, right? No, that'd be pretty cool to see Mr. Freeze come back finally because
Yeah.
I don't think Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't do it for me.
No,
So-
no.
But I mean, he made his money, whatever, right?
Yeah,
he
it bought
was-
him a house.
Yeah, I think several. I don't know about A, but yeah, no, I like to see that guy play it, but we'll see how it goes. Was there anything else before we kind of wrap our first session here in this office? I thought it was a good day today.
Yeah.
It was a little rough in the beginning. We apologize for being a little delayed. We were supposed to start at 9:30. We will start 9:30 next week.
I'm gonna have some extra gray in my beard after tonight.
Justin is going to fine-tune everything, and we're going to try to decorate everything. You just got to... What? She says, or he says, Jesse Pigman as Mr. Freeze. You just got freeze.
You just got freeze, bitch.
I really do appreciate everybody for bearing with us. Honestly, we've never been this late before, but new studio, lots of technology in here.
There's a million cables plugging into a million different things, and of course one of them's gonna fucking break.
Yes, but we are gonna remedy this, right, Justin?
Yeah, just restart everything every time, ever.
Did you try turning it off and on?
Yeah, I rebiased the power transformers, which is what I tell old people when they ask me to fix some piece of technology. Instead of telling them, oh, I just turn it off and on again, I say, oh, I had to rebias the power transformers. And they go, wow, that sounds really complicated. That's how I keep job security.
I do want to mention, if you're new here, go follow us on social media at A&R Universe, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and we do shorts. Chris does awesome shorts. Justin does awesome shorts. We got a bunch coming on the way. This Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yes, Pacific. Thank you. Mighty Mornings is back. My friend Christopher and I will be picking a show from the last 30 years, and we're going to talk about that show. So join us at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Time. Mondays is the A&R Weekly, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Me and D and whoever else wants to jump on. We talk about all things in pop culture world. And then obviously this Popcorn Chicken is on 9:30 p.m. Wednesday nights. Next week, Nathan is back. Everyone's favorite guy, Nathan is back. We're going to talk about Vision.
I thought we were going to do Peter Pan and Wendy.
Yeah, we could do that too.
We can't talk about Visions. It comes out the next day.
Yeah, it
Oh,
comes out on the 4th,
okay,
and we're doing
okay.
it on the 3rd.
I mean, if we stay here till night, we could just put it up on the TV. No, just kidding. No, I'm not doing that. Neither is Chris. But we'll talk about Peter Pan and Wendy. Apparently, it's going to be terrible from what I hear. Early critics are bombing it already.
Oh, no. Did IGN give it a bad score?
Rotten Tomatoes.
Ah.
Shucks. And then I am going to go see that day as well, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm going to see it at 3:30 p.m.
On Wednesday?
Sorry, the next day. Sorry, Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
3:30 p.m. I am going to do a spoiler-free review on it with D as well, and we'll get that out as soon as we can. Right, Chris?
Yep.
Yeah. He's the man right here. He does all cool things along with Justin. So, yes.
Yes.
And this room will get better and look cooler.
I
Just
do all
give
the
us time.
sarcastic remarks. That's
Oh,
what
no, it was all, there's no sarcasm at all there. Yeah,
None
so
at all.
None at all.
say bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.